What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is well. Hope you shine in this morning. What's going on, Adrian Molina? I said 8:10, and I'm here at 8:10. What's going on to my guy, Cadillac 634 in the dough? Chillville, what's going on, Noop? Auntie Black Cherry in the building. What's going on, sister? How are you? E Wells, what's good on? What's going on, man? MK, what's happening? What's good, OG? We'll see on fight night. If it don't, oh man, I was watching, man. I've been doing my film study. I've been doing my film study of Terence Crawford fighting Southpaws. And yeah, dog. And then I did a film study of Errol Spence fighting Southpaws. And you know what? Errol Spence Jr. fought as a Southpaw the entire time he fought Southpaws in a Southpaw matchup. Yeah, he did the entire time. Felix Diaz the entire time. Southpaw on Southpaw. Julius Ndungo, same thing. Southpaw on Southpaw on Southpaw. You got more out of the fight with Felix Diaz, who I have to tell you, man, really did get the brakes beaten off of him in that fight. I had watched him the first time. I watched the first time, and I was like, man, it was a good fight. And it was in spurts. Whenever Felix Diaz could get near the inside of Terence Crawford, it turned into a good fight. But Terence Crawford just really kept the fight at range. Wanted to keep it at range, and was pretty successful keeping it at range the whole time. Now, Felix Diaz absolutely positively had no jab. None. Not a lick of a jab. Nothing resembling a jab. Because he was so short, so small, couldn't get anywhere near him with a jab. So Terence Crawford, he just, as he tried to walk in, Terence Crawford was just teeing off on him. And when he got overly aggressive trying to get in, Terence would just take steps back and run combinations off, moving backwards. So then when I watched the fight between Errol and Chris Van Heerden, right? Chris Van Heerden, who was a very tall, long southpaw, somebody with a big length advantage on Errol. I noticed some things that Errol did with a guy that was tall and long, and who were running honestly running a lot of the same combinations off, albeit not nearly as well, obviously, as Terence Crawford, but still running on a lot of the same stuff that Terence Crawford ran in the southpaw matchup against Felix Diaz. A lot of the same stuff. Because, it's boxing. There's a finite number of punches you can throw. Who'd have known? You know what I mean? It's a finite number of things you can do in a boxing ring. But anyway, we'll talk about that and what the difference is. Because, dude, Errol doesn't get over his front foot. Errol does not get over his front foot. When he comes in, he does not come in with his head leaning forward. Only time he leans his head forward is if he's slipping a jab. Other than that, and very, very quick feet. Very quick feet. Not something that you really think of with Errol Spence Jr. But very quick feet. As in very quick to take a step back. Very underrated, man. Very quick to step out of harm's way. People kind of think of Errol as somebody that just comes forward with like his chin down like this. And that's really not what he did. If you look at the Chris Van Heerden fight and you look at that and look at how Felix Diaz fought. Felix Diaz fought like that. Felix Diaz fought like a short man with his hands up high, trying to get in and eating a bunch of combinations trying to do so. Eating 3 and 4 punch combinations, trying to slip one of them to get inside to land something. And then was very, very desperate with hooks and all of that. But Errol, doesn't fight like that. So not nearly as off balance as Felix Diaz was. Not nearly the amount of Yeah, and I think what the Felix Diaz fight went 11 rounds. He actually never even knocked him down. Not that, like that. That's not never. He definitely was hurting him. Started landing really heavy him on 12, but Joel Diaz threw in the towel, and I don't know. I don't think that was going to be a knockout, man. I think that was he was just getting whooped pretty bad though. Adrian Molina, what's going on? HMC, Barbara D, what's happening? How are you? Good morning, Martin, and good morning, chat family. Absolutely. What's going on, DJOC? In the place to be. You know what we do. We always say what's up to Parlor of East Wheaton and all the DJs who be spinning them ones and twos. Make y'all sure y'all go subscribe to my guys over at the Parlor of East Wheaton. Also, let me do this. What's going on? Be easy in the building. DH, what's happening? Black Gun Owners Magazine, good morning. Carl Dickerson, what's up? Avery 81st, good to see you, Avery 81st. Robert Burgos, good morning, man. What's happening with you, man? True Steel said, pour up. Yeah, I'm poured up this coffee this morning. What's going on? KOD's testimony, the best underground trap rapper. What's going on, man? That's a long name. Giovanni Walker, yes, sir, will do. Hold on one second. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support, man. Much, much appreciated. Giovanni Walker in that Cash App said, I'm trying to told you. He said, happy Super Chat Thursday. I'm trying to told you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man, on the Super Chat Thursday, man. Thank you very much. Also in that Cash App, man, thank you. Muslim Maid said, I'm late, got to go to work, teach. Hey, thank you, Muslim Maid. Thank you very much, man. And Mr. Santos in the building. What's going on? He said, good morning, Fanon. Errol Spence Jr. is the truth. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But we have some other things to talk about besides just that today, because we do. Like Haney did against Loma. What you talking about, Bud Jablonski? Like Haney did against Loma, what? Edwin Volton said, good morning, Fanon, in the chat. Knock out that like button. Please knock out that like button. What's going on? Thomas Hill welcoming everybody to the chat. What's happening to Mr. Thigpen and Valley and Ray Patterson? I think I said what's up to everybody. I'm going to go down to the end of this chat. Leo Shane said, Cash App has informed me that I can't make foreign payments, even though I made some to you before. So you need to get Super Chat back ASAP. Yeah, man. Hopefully, Leo Shang, I can, brother. But thank you for the thought, man. I don't know why they would do that, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Thank you. Hey, but if you have PayPal, here's PayPal. There's PayPal right here. Anybody that has PayPal, PayPal works. PayPal is this. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for trying. Thank you for having been a supporter, man. Big Block, what's going on, man? Dave Walker said, T.O. down in the 10th. Good morning, bro. Yeah, that's kind of the fight that I want to talk about today. That's like one of the things I want to talk about today is the Teofimo Lopez fight. I'm rooting for Teofimo Lopez. I'm rooting for him. And the reason that I'm rooting for him, man, is because I think this kid has been led astray by fame, led astray by just bad advice, and really doesn't got his wigwam on straight. As a result of him not having his wigwam on straight, I want to see this guy win. I want to see him get back, man. I want to see him get back. However, saying that, I think he's going to get washed. Like L4, like 84 LSX Cuddy says, I hope Teofimo Lopez gets washed. I don't think you need to worry about hoping for that. Hey, be easy in the building. Thank you, brother, on the super chat. Thank you for the support on the super chat Thursday. He said, Team Spence, Bud down, TKO on deck. Much love in that Cash App, man. It's going to be a battle, dog. I ain't going to lie, dog. That fight between Errol Spence Jr. is going to be a battle, man. That's just going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, bro. For 9, I used the Diza fight to compare Errol to him, and I said, Errol, don't fight like that. I used a Diza fight. What is it? I used the Diza. What's the Diza fight to compare Errol to him? And I said, Errol, don't fight like that. What is Diza? Will Rogers. Hey, my guy, man, with a big $10 holler. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man, putting that big old yellow in the chat. Says, salute to the best show on YouTube. Man, we are most definitely trying to be out here cooking, brother. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the best supporters. I don't know who is Diza, the Diza fight. Who's Diza? He's definitely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it has rubbed me the wrong way. So I hope he loses. Nah, man, I hope Teofimo. Honestly, man, I hope Teofimo Lopez wins. Teofimo Lopez is a good conversation for boxing, man. Beezy said, I sent you a good video about Errol talking about his condition and the difficulty of negotiating with Bud. Oh, for sure. Okay, I checked that out, Beezy. Thank you, man. And my guy, Buzz, in the building. Thank you, brother. Say good morning, Fanon. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, bro. Yeah, Errol fights tall. Errol fights tall. It's going to be, I'm telling you, man, that's tough, man. Oh, it's not tonight. Lex and Osiris, today is Thursday. The fights are not tonight. Adrian Brawner fights tomorrow, I do believe. And Teo is probably going to get destroyed tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie. He probably will get. But I think it's going to be a competitive fight in places because, man, Teofimo Lopez got popped. I just think that Teofimo Lopez may be getting that may be a worse version of George Kambosos and a southpaw to boot. You know, Teo versus Camacho. Brawner wins tonight. Okay, that's Lex and Osiris. Yeah, I don't think that is the fight's not tonight. The fight is on Friday. Am I going to watch Floyd? No. Floyd Mayweather do I got to pay to watch? No, I'm not watching Floyd fight John Gotti's nephew or John Gotti's grandson. No, man. Probably not, man. You know what I mean? Probably not. I'm probably just going to be chilling. Get some exercise in. I don't know, man. Just, and kind of enjoy a little bit of this relaxation I've had over the last month, not necessarily being as intense as I usually am. But nah, man, I'm not about to watch him fight John Gotti's. I'm not about to pay for it. Let me put it that way. That's for sure. I'm not about to pay for it. And I'm telling you, man, the way I'm feeling, some of y'all, some of these pay-per-views about to get bit too. Because, man, I cannot believe that they're not making that fight between let me tell you how full of crap some people are. This stuff with Bob Arum co-signing the WBC, not allowing Dmitry Bivol to fight for a belt because he's Russian. Man, what kind of crap is that? I mean, what kind of crap is that? You got 40 Russians in the NHL. They're not putting people out of the NHL because they're Russian. Okay? Arthur Beterbiev is Russian. Arthur Beterbiev is a Russian citizen. What's the difference between Bivol and Beterbiev? A guy used a Diaz fight as a film study saying he saw how Errol fight, and I was saying, Errol, don't fight like that. Fanon, my bad. Oh, Diaz. Oh, no, he doesn't fight anything like that. Felix Diaz didn't use a jab. I'm telling you, Felix Diaz fights like like Isaac Cruz. Felix Diaz fights more like Isaac Cruz. Then he fights like Errol Spence. He doesn't use a jab. Buzz said, I lost my wrench. What happened? Oh, man, let me check you out, Buzz. Hold on one second. Hey, my guy, Mr. Tell It How It Is. $5 holler said, for the cause, brother. Thank you so much for your support in the Cash App for Super Chat. Cash App Thursday. Thank you, man. Hold on, let me check you out, man. Nah, you didn't lose your wrench. I can see your wrench, homie. I can see your wrench. Muslim May, you got a wrench. You're still rich. You got a wrench. I don't know what you're looking at, but you got a wrench. My guy, Muslim May, back and said, one of the channels, when it's live, is live. Yes, sir. Hey, thank you, Muslim May. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, he has a wrench. There must be some buzz. There must be something going on with your screen or something, dog, because you got a wrench. I just looked. RP, what's going on? Nello gonna pull a whole old switcheroo and fight Berlanga and Jack. Who's Jack? Instead of falling for the Benavidez trap. Look, there's no pressure on. Where's the ESPN notes about these guys making silly reasons not to have Undisputed? After Gervonta fought Ryan Garcia, and Errol and Terence Crawford both agreed to fight. All of a sudden, there's no talk about big fights in boxing not getting made. While there are several that have not been made, and several other people that you could for sure keep the call. Hey, you slipped up. I thought I had a wrench. Muslim Maid, put your name in there, man. I get you that wrench, brother. Muslim Maid, I don't know which one I got. I never see you in the chat. Muslim Maid. Where are you in the chat, Muslim Maid? Put a comment in the comment section. Yeah, there is. No, yeah, it's good fights, but look, what about talking to the people that aren't making the fights? What about the guys that aren't making the fights? Like Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. Like Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Those two fights, those are two undisputed. Those are two fights for Undisputed. What about those? Where's the outrage over that? Hey, I am waiting, man. That's the movement right there, Martin. I'm telling you, man, it's when it's the PBC, it's an issue. The difference is it involved the PBC, it involved PBC fights. Oh, Chilva said boxing is on fire, man. It's really good this year. It's really, really good this year. For hardcore fans, obviously. Bud Zabonsky, hey, I'm still waiting on you, Muslim Maid. If Cinnamon fights Badu Jack, he needs to be stripped ASAP, although I know they won't take his belts. He's not going to fight Badu Jack, man. He's not. That would be so phony. There's no way he's going to fight. He's going to fight him, bro. There's no way he's going to fight him. I wouldn't even worry about it. Oh, my man say PayPal Thursday. Jeff Miller, hold on, man. There ain't no way, man. Such big support. Thank you guys for your help. Big Jeff Miller, brother. Oh, hey, man. And Lee Ho Shang. Lee Ho Shang, thank you, brother, in that PayPal. Hey, Lee Ho Shang in the PayPal, man. Thank you, brother. And my guy said, Jeff Miller in the building says, salute Mr. Blackwell and Fight Family on these meetings, but one ear on the chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you big time for your support, man. Thank you for your support. Fanon, do you think Devin should resign and you think they're going to drop that bag on him? Look, man, Do I think he should resign with Top Rank? I think he should do whatever he think is best for himself. That's what I think he should do. I think he should do whatever he thinks is best. You know? More than likely though, I think that he's probably going to continue to fight with Top Rank. The Regis Prograde fight is I don't really think that Matchroom is really that interested in him. And the reason that I said that is because they called him expensive. So going back to Eddie Hearn, I don't see that. Also, going over there to the PBC where you damn well know you know that guarantee is going to be low, and you know that fight is going to be hard. The best option for him probably is Top Rank, to be a lifetime Top Rank guy. Probably. Hey, my guy, Mr. Phillips, and hey, Miss Age, thank you, man. I'm not gonna say it. Sean in the building. He said, "Hey, if Teo loses, what do you think? What do you think is next?" Much love, man. I think that he's probably going to be the first guy Devin Haney fights at 140. I think he'll be the first guy that Devin. Hey, thank you, Sean. Much love, brother. Thank you, man. I think he'll be the first guy that he fights at 140 pounds, man. You know what I got to do? Oh, man, what's going on, Mr. Hill? Doing what you do. Hey, my guy, Mr. Hill said, doing what you do. Like Calvin Ford says, hey, man, doing what you do. Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, Calvin Ford, man, old school dude. That's what's up. And to the pretty Mrs. Aisha. Got to say Mrs. Aisha. Thank you so much for your support, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Richard Paris said, "Hey, Fanon, if you watched the Errol Spence interview on the Cowboys YouTube page, no, I got that to do today. That is on the to-do list today. Thank you, Mrs. Aisha. Let me make sure I call you. Let me make sure I call you by the right name." He said, "I'm texting in the chat, but I'm here regardless." All right, Muslim Maid. Thank you, brother. Let me know who you are so I can rent you up, Muslim Maid. Much love for that $5 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Who do I got, Munguia or Deverenchenko? I got Munguia. Deverenchenko's going to be at 168. I got Munguia in that fight. I got Munguia. I think Deverenchenko's too small for Munguia. Hey, much love in the Cash App Thursday from my sister, Auntie Black Cherry. Let me take a second and tell y'all something, man. Y'all ain't got enough women in y'all's chats, okay? Let me tell you, man, I love knowing that there's this many women boxing fans. They are polite, they are nice, they're supportive, and a lot of you dudes, dog, I've only run into one that is a troll. Sonia Dumas. That chick's a troll. Sonia Dumas. She's so mean and just negative that I swore she was a dude. But to Auntie Black Cherry, thank you so much, sister. And you're gonna have to you got to come on the chat and chop it up with me sometime. Miss Aisha, you have to chop it up with me sometime. And so does Auntie Black Cherry. Definitely have already chopped it up with Ashley's Corner. Definitely one of my favorite, most intelligent. And what's going on so deep in the building? You know what the deal is. What's going on so deep? That's my brother right there, man. What's going on so deep? Much love to you, brother. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Parley Be Sweet in here. Listen to my guy so deep spin the wheels. I'm going to be back in there this week, man. I've been a little bit, tied up. Don't mess with Blessed 365 either, because she is, yeah, Blessed 365 don't mess with me no more. I haven't seen Blessed 365 in a while. But now that she took the fight, it's safe to come. I hope she comes back. But yeah, Blessed 365, there's a lot of, really, Ashley's Corner, Deborah Booker, Miss Aisha, Auntie Black Cherry. Guys, there's one that I'm missing. Obviously Coach Ari, right? There's just a lot of really, really pleasant. Nick, the thing is, God, dog, Nick. She's the women that got their own channel. They have their own channel, do the boxing talk every week. Just really, very, very good for the sport of boxing, man. Queen Vaughn, Queen Vaughn is like, Queen Vaughn a little dangerous. I can't lie. Nick J, thank you. Yeah, Queen Vaughn kind of scares me. I can't lie. Queen Vaughn kind of scares me, man. Queen Vaughn. Dog, exactly. Lady Erica B. Unique Allah. Teofimo was never undisputed. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was. Live with it. You'll be all right. Yeah, he is. Boxiana, yep. Yeah, he was. You'll live with it. Don't worry about it. We don't do propaganda around here. All right. We go by the rules. I don't care what you guys say. All right. They try to say that Lennox Lewis was never undisputed. People try to say that. Yes, he was. Derek Kim, yes, he was. Yes, he was. And it's not and you don't have, and let me tell you, Derek Kim, you don't have a vote. You don't get a vote. If you want your people to be treated fairly, treat other people fairly. I'm treating Teofimo Lopez fairly. All right. I'm treating that man fairly. You may want to try it. Yes, he did have the WBC belt. Yes, he did. He was the WBC franchise champion that Mauricio Suleiman said was the WBC belt at the time. Yes, he is. And I've done this ad nauseum. I could care less what you think about it. That man was the WBC champion. He beat the WBC champion, Vasily Lomachenko, in the ring. So you guys can kick rocks with all of that. All right, you can say that. You can say that stuff till you blue in the face. On this channel, that man was undisputed champion. Because if it was Devin Haney, I would be calling him undisputed champion. Sorry. And let me also state this. How was Devin Teofimo undisputed without Haney's WBO belt? He doesn't have the WBO belt. First of all, educated jab, we've done this enough. We've done this enough. Haney did not have the WBO belt. Man, look, I'm not going to keep explaining this to you. The perfect way we need to... yes, he does. Yes, they do. The WBC recognized him as the undisputed champion. Yes, they did. Sorry. You're not the world. I am in the world just like you. I'm in the world just like you. Whatever. The WBC. Vasily Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell to get the WBC belt. Yeah, he did. He did not drop the belt. He was elevated to a higher championship called the franchise title. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then Teofimo Lopez got that belt that got the championship that the WBC said was the championship for the purposes of undisputed. Sorry, you guys want credit for Devin, but you won't give credit to other people. You guys can go somewhere with that man was undisputed. That fight was that fight between Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko was promoted as an undisputed title fight. Hey, what's going on? Stone Alone in the building. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Stone Alone, man. Hope you're doing well. I already explained it, man. Educated jab, I've explained it 100 times. There's no way you've not heard me explain this. I'm tired of undoing Devin Haney fan propaganda. I don't care how many times you say it. The WBC decides who their champion is. The WBC said that he was the undisputed champion. That's why he's the undisputed champion. Man, Look, man, we can all get along, but you're just making shit up. He was protected not to fight Haney. Who was protected not to fight Haney? It's what the belt is. Is Devin Haney protected not to fight Gervonta Davis by having the WBA super belt? No, Devin Loma lost his, man, you guys do not know shit about what happened, okay? How about you guys just stop making stuff? No, I'm not wrong. I'm dead right. I'm dead right about this. Dead right about this. Dead right about this. There's no question that I'm right about this. No question that I'm right about it. You don't get a vote. The WBC said that Teofimo Lopez was their champion for the purpose of Undisputed because he beat Vasily Lomachenko, who won the WBC belt in the ring. Devin Haney was given the belt, given that belt, while Lomachenko took the higher designation that the WBC gave him. The WBC decides who the WBC champion is. You don't. Stop acting like you can override the WBC. And I'm going to tell you, just like, no, because they crooked. If they're crooked, then Devin's not a champion because it's a WBC belt he got. Anyway, they're all made-up belts, clown. Merlin Sports Talk, the franchise is a made-up belt, Martin. They're all made-up belts. What do you mean? Are you stupid? Dude, I'm allergic to stupid, all right? It gives me rage. Stupidity gives me rage. The WBC belt is made up. The WBA belt is made up. The IBF is made up. They're all made up. Every single solitary one of them are made up. And it was never the mandatory. Man, get y'all asses on this link. Man, I'm serious. I'm serious. Stop spreading lies. Stop spreading lies. You are spreading lies. Devin Haney was never Lomachenko's mandatory. Never. Not for a second. Not never. Stop lying. He never was. And I don't care how many times you say it. I don't care what channels. I don't care what channels said it. He never was. More, and also, the WBC names the WBC champion. The WBC names the WBC champion. Why was he elevated? Your question tells you. There you go. Right there. Why was he elevated? Right there. You just made sure Devin said he was Loma. So what? He wasn't. Devin could say that he flew a pig to the moon. He didn't. He was not his mandatory. They never ordered him to fight. Never. They never ordered him to fight. Never. And even if they did, so what? Why was he elevated? Why are you caring after you say elevated? The question ends at you saying elevated. Once you say elevated, there's no need for me to answer that question. He was elevated. That's all you need to know. He could have been elevated because Mauricio Sulaiman liked the color of the suit he was wearing. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference why he was elevated. He was elevated. And when you're elevated, you're still a champion because you've been elevated. Elevated. Y'all got to stop spreading stories, man, and discrediting people because you don't like them. I ain't no big fan of Teofimo Lopez, but he got what he got. Stop stealing it from the man. Why is it only 3 franchise champions in the sport? Why are there only 5 or 6 super champions for the WBA? Who cares why there are? Who cares why there are? There are, though. What about the WBA? Devin Haney doesn't have a mandatory with the WBA, You know that, right? Look, anyway, I'm not doing this anymore with y'all. No, he was not stripped, you fucking clown. Get on, dude, get out of here, man. You're a liar, and you're not even a good one, bro. You are lying, and you're not even a good one. You're just making shit up. Now he was stripped. He was stripped of his title. The WBC stripped him. Hey, man, I'm seriously, goodbye. I want to, no, I'm not misinformed. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. I am not misinformed. I'm extremely well informed. Thank you very much. Extremely well informed. So well informed that I will do this to you. Do. I'm telling you, man, you need to stop listening to people that lie to you every day. Let me tell you, I will tell you in a minute. You need to stop listening to people that lie to you all the time. Okay? Please stop listening to people that lie to you. Because here you go right here. WBC boss attempts to clarify franchise designation, says Kambosos should be regarded as undisputed. What? Now let's read what Mauricio Sulaiman said. Any change brings resistance. The WBC has changed so many things in the history of sport, so he introduced a new concept. And the new concept, it will continue to evolve to be the perfection or the best scenario possible. What is the franchise designation? Basically, to attend to those very few fighters of the highest level to engage in great fights of what the fight fans want to see. Canelo was the first one. Canelo, a franchise champion, went on to the super welterweight, then the heavyweight, and then came back and he requested the WBC vacant championship. He did and did not use the franchise designation. Another one, lightweight. As I explained yesterday, it was complicated 3 years ago. Mikey Garcia kept the title frozen for a year when he moved up. We ordered a series of fights. Some didn't happen. Some did happen. We ended with an interim champion. Lomachenko requested to fight for the vacant title, which is a great honor. We granted it. He defeated Lomachenko. Then he requested the franchise in order to go and unify the division. Please look right here. He defeated Luke Campbell, then requested the franchise to go and unify the division. He got it so he could become undisputed. We accepted that he fought Teofimo Lopez. Lopez requested to be franchised if he defeats Lomachenko. That was the first change to the rules. We adjusted that where the designation can be exchanged in a high-profile fight, as it was in that fight, and that was with George Kambosos. What happens with the franchise in the lightweights? You can look it up. I gave us eight, seven fights at the great level, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry for the confusion that some fans may have. I'm sorry for the confusion the media may have. I'm sorry for those that wrote the statistics like maniacs, who wrote the statistics like maniacs. And I say, oh my God, what is this? Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. He's the pride of the WBC. He has grown into a tremendous champion. He defeated Gamboa, defeated Linares, just had a great outing with Jojo Diaz. As I've said, the new concept, Kambosos defeated Lopez, who defeated Lomachenko. So I believe Kambosos is due recognition as the undisputed champion. And this is from Mauricio Sulaiman, the guy who makes the decision for the WBC. Let me tell you again, I don't waste my time no more on this subject. I am extremely well informed on this. So they can request it and get it Yeah, just like the WBA, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Guillermo Maldonado, just like you can request to be the WBA super champion, just like the WBA. Now, anyway, can we please get back to talking about real boxing and not have y'all continue to sit up here and tell me a bunch of stories? The guy that makes the decision in the WBC is the WBC. You don't want to recognize him, that's your problem. I am no big fan. You better believe. Check last message in the chat. Yes, sir. To my guy, hey, I'm sorry, brother. I was running my buzz. Well done, Fernando. Thank you very much, Guillermo Maldonado. Sorry, man. I don't call you the same. What's up, Fernando? Keeping us with the real boxing talk. Yes, sir. The WBC, that's the WBC's decision. All y'all are doing is trying to steal something from Teofimo Lopez, bro. It ain't no need. Okay? I'm looking for you, Buzz. Ain't no need. Ain't no need to do it. Hey, TOA said GM said Teo is the youngest undisputed in the 4-belt era. There you go. So give him his stuff back. Give him it back. I didn't realize he was younger than Devin when he won it. So then Teofimo Lopez is the youngest one, not Devin. Man, y'all need to come on, man. Stop stealing from people, man. God, dog, I don't never like that, man. I did not like when Gennady Golovkin, they tried to steal Bernard Hopkins' record for Gennady Golovkin. Hey, no worries, Guillermo. I did not like when they tried to steal. How y'all tripping about somebody changing the rules he makes? Exactly. It's his rules. like it's his decision. His. Only thing make you right for 9 is Mauricio's belt is law. They created. I don't care as long as it makes me right. Hey, how many things got to make me right? The only thing makes you right is Mauricio law is word. They created the belt for people they choose can duck and not lose their belt. Okay, great. But that makes me right. So now you can go ahead. Now that you said I'm right, you can apologize and you can call Teofimo Lopez. You can call Teofimo Lopez the undisputed champion. Nah, Unique Allah, you just hanging with some nonsense, bro. You know what I mean? You just hanging on to some nonsense. Hey, my sister Barbara D with a real question. You just hanging on to nonsense. Propagandistic nonsense. Get a kid his credit, man. Hey, Barbara D said, I got a question in the chat about Spence Crawford. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara D. Much love in that Cash App, and I am coming to look for you. The only thing that makes me right. Man, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of that. Kamal Oz blasting people. Don't just Kamal Oz put you on. I gotta find it, Barbara D. Hold on a second. It ain't no confusion. He explained it. It's not that confusing. It's only confusing because you don't want to believe it. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Other than that, it's pretty. Ledoux, Scott, Fanon, you can't fault people for Mauricio changing his own dang mind so many times. No, I can fault you if you don't pay attention. I can absolutely fault somebody for not listening. Yes, I can. The rules, people change rules all the time. He ain't the only one. Barbara D, I can't find it. Barbara D said, don't forget to hit the like. So I'm gonna come back to the bottom if I don't find it. Oh, Barbara says Cal Kula salute. Barbara D. Martin, will it be hard for Spence to counter Crawford because of his high guard? Out of a high guard, probably, but he fights out of more than just a high guard, Barbara D. I think that is a very, very underrated. I think that is a very underrated. I mean, let's put it this way. I think that's overstated. How that he always stays in a high guard, because he doesn't. Let me show you one of my favorite pictures of Errol Spence. There you go. First one that comes up is this. People claim that he's always in a high guard, right? Because he does use he does use a high guard. However, he uses a multitude of guards. See that? Right there? That is not a high guard. That's not a high guard. I've seen him switch to like 5 or 6, 3. Let me see. I see him use on a regular basis 3 or 4 different guards. He doesn't fight strictly behind a high guard. But people always say he only fights behind a high guard. I don't know what they're looking at, because I see him fight like this. I see him fight like this. I've seen him fight in a high guard, right? I've seen him fight it like that, right? Like what you see right there. Fight. That's not a high guard, right? That's more of a shell. That's more of a shell. He uses a lot of different defensive moves. Defensive guards. But he'll also be able to counter out of a high guard. Absolutely. You can still counter out of a high guard. Oh, I see. Yes, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, and absolutely. Countering is about distance. Yeah, you can definitely counter people from a high guard too. DH, that Boxing Showtime's app for non-be advertising is clutch. I can't take that credit. Yeah, he does good stuff. Yeah, Boxing Showtime app is what's up. Yeah, anyway, man, I'm sorry I got distracted. Oh, man, my God, my goodness gracious. Thank you so much. Man, expensive paper. Boom. With the $50 holler, brother. Huge in that Cash App. Thank you, brother. Hey. Barbara D, a good one to watch is watch the fight with Yordenis Ugas. Watch the fight with Yordenis Ugas. You'll see him use a bunch of different guards in the fight with Yordenis Ugas. Because the shoulder roll is only perfected by 2 because the shoulder roll is only perfected by 2 that I've ever seen. The rest of them look goofy doing it. 2 that you've seen. Oh, I've known some people man, that shit been around a long time, dog. The Philly shell, all that, man, that stuff's been around since the 30s, man. You know? Hey, my guy, hey, what's going on, man? Upper Echelon says Shalom. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for that support, brother. EJ plus 50 by 550 by stoppage. Fanon, any thoughts on why Boots tickets haven't gone on sale? I don't know. No, I don't know. I know I need to hurry up and try to get them passes, though. Derek K, I'm not interested, man. You're going to have to click that link. I have to hear your voice there, Derek K, or I'm going to block you. I don't. You have to click this link or I'm putting you out. I don't believe you, brother. Because you're asking me a question that I couldn't know the answer to. How am I supposed to know why the odds makers in Vegas made him a plus 105 or a plus 125? How am I supposed to know that? Who started the Philly shell? The earliest person that I've seen use that, man, is God dog, man. I mean, probably somebody in the 1930s. Like somebody in the 1920s, somebody like that. Somebody out there. Not Roger Mayweather. No way. Who is the guy that I've seen use that, man? What's the guy's name that fought? I've seen Jersey Joe Walcott use that. Georgie Benton, Jersey Joe Walcott used that. It is, yeah. Oh, Georgie Benton. That's how I know who was teaching it. Yeah, it's old. Yeah, Sam McVeigh. Hey, Kessa, it's as old as Sam McVeigh. Yeah, not McKay. You talking about Sam McVeigh. Somebody from a very long time ago, bro. These cats been fighting for a long time. Ever since they put what's his game plan? To step back and catch Errol Spence coming in, and then periodically take the lead. He's going to try to catch Errol Spence Jr. with uppercuts. He's going to throw a busy jab. He's going to do a pawing jab, a busy pawing jab, try to keep Errol's gloves pinned to the front to his head, and then throw 3-punch combinations off on him. That's what I think he's going to do. That. And then as Errol comes forward, he's going to try to take little half steps back and throw 3-piece combinations, throw 3-punch combinations, ending with a hook or ending with an uppercut from the southpaw stance. But yeah, it's been around a long time, dude. None of these guys are doing anything new. Boxing was better. There were better fighters in the 40s and 50s. Technically, they were better than they are now. Most of them. So anyway, yeah. So go ahead, Derek M. Please do not block Derek M. Give Derek M the chance to click the link, because on the real, if you're going to argue with me, argue with me. Don't do it in the chat. Or if you're going to argue with me. Don't think that YouTube is something you can't show your face on. It's not a big deal. And I'm very polite when I talk to people, provided, you don't get stupid with me. So Vegas has recognized a lot of casual fans will make emotional bets on Crawford. Don't get suckered. Hey, I can't tell you why they would. I think the fight has a potential to go either way. Bo Knows Fuego in the building said when Crawford gets clipped with a good shot, he fights with emotion. He'll unload and usually takes his opponent out. Spence will weather the storm, take out a tired Crawford with body shots. Look, man, I'm telling you, Errol Spence Jr. is very balanced in his attack. And his jab is very, very solid. And it's thudding. It's a strong thudding jab. And if he wants to throw a faster jab, he can throw a faster jab too. If he wants to just flick out a jab fast. They hide behind the little corny photos on their thumbnail and talk ish. As soon as you call them out, they will not click that link, scared to death. Thank you, D1. Look, I'm just telling you, if you that desperate, if you know it that well, I'm sitting right here. If you know it that well, I'm right here. Same place, same bat channel, same bat place, same bat channel every day, right here. If all you dudes out there on Twitter want to act like I don't know anything about boxing and how ridiculous I am, if you guys want to jump out there and tell me about facts I don't know, very easy. to click the link. Very easy. It's right there. Hey, my guy Jamal said, bang, bang, Cash App gang. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man, more than you know, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for hopefully having a successful Cash App Thursday, because I swear whoever invented that saved me. It really saved me. Thank you. John Bowie. Like, John, man, who did that, man? Was it, man, I can't remember who did that. But thank you so much for the support, man. Thank you for the support. Larry, I'm not going to say it. I'm sorry, last name. My guy, Rao1128 with that $5 holler, brother. Thank you so much for that support, man. Yeah, dude, the link is right there. It's right there. And you do not have to jump on to argue with me. But if you, like I say, if it's so easy, why don't you ever show up? If I'm this racist moron, was Cash App I was Cash App Thursday. Oh, that's what's up. Y'all, we're Cash App Thursday. Thank you, brother. Well, I was Cash App Thursday. Y'all were Super Chat Thursday. Oh, okay. Thank you, upper echelon. Okay, hey, man, it's most definitely Cash App Thursday. So thank you guys for your support on the channel, man. It, ma'ams, Mr., Mrs., everybody, it really makes a huge difference. So thank you. Fighters weren't better in the 40s and 50s. Let's not be stupid. Get on the link. Get on the link. Hit the link. There's nothing stupid about that at all. Hit the link. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be better? There was more of them. They fought more often. There was more boxing gyms. There were boxing gyms in schools. What do you mean? These guys were guys with 200 fights. What do you mean they weren't better? Yeah, they were better. They were better fighters. They were better fighters. You stuck in the old time. Porter dummy. Porter dummy. I'm not stuck in the old times. I was born in 1969. Yeah, the dude declined. Yeah. I figured you declined it. Hold on one second. Hey, what's going on, Mr. J? Mr. J in the building. The usual Aj said, Fanon the Don. Thank you, brother. Hold on one second. Hey, can somebody do me a favor? Who was it that sent the Cash App to the wrong place? Just a little bit of side business. Can somebody tell me who it was that had sent, when you sent a Cash App, you sent it to the wrong person and then they wouldn't refund the money? Can somebody tell me if it was you that happened that happened to? Would you mind, please? Upper echelon on his job, I see. What is that? Hey, Mr. Muhammad said, for your hard work, bro. Thank you very much, man. Oh, Kamal Oz. Hey, Kamal, can you do me a favor? Can you send me that receipt that you sent? And come on, and can you send me that again? Send me that receipt. If you got that Cash App receipt, can you send it to me? Because I have a complaint in the Cash App about them, and I need the document. I need the documented. I need that documented. Would you mind emailing me that, Kamal, so I can forward that to him? Thank you very much. Richard Paris in the building, yes, sir. Man, Mr. Paris with a $15 holler. Thank you, brother. Yeah, anybody that anybody that did that, please let me know who you are and send me an email so I can get you your money back. Please send me an email to this. Please send me an email. Anybody that happened to. Hey, what's going on, D1? I see you, man. Hold on one second. Oh, and he said, my bad. Richard Paris said, Spence is in spectacular shape going into this camp, all muscle. Yeah, dog, he looks huge. He looks very big and strong. Thank you, brother. Why you assume they were better fighters? Not a single heavyweight from the 40s would beat a heavyweight in the 80s, 90s, and today. How the hell you figure that? Jay, first of all, Jay, feel free to hit the link. What? Hold on one second. Hey, D1, what's going on, man?
Good morning, Fanon. I just got the day off of work and trying to show the trolls how easy it is to click the link and actually talk to a man instead of typing.
Yes, sir.
Good
Been a while,
morning.
man. I haven't seen you in a
Salute.
minute, man.
I'll be. Yeah, I just figure I click the link, show them how easy it is.
Thank
Just
you,
a
man.
conversation. That's
Easy,
all it
man.
is.
Easy.
Salute to your chat. Hit the likes.
Yes, sir. All right, D1. Thank you, man. JP1 said, why do you assume they were better fighters? Not a single heavyweight from the 40s could beat a heavyweight in the 80s, 90s, and today. Dude, that is stupid. Go tell somebody that, Doug. That is absolutely stupid, bro. I can send you an invoice for this coffee stain. I mean, can I send you for this? Yeah, dude, seriously. That's mind-bogglingly stupid. Come on, man. I need serious people to talk serious boxing, bro. Hey, give me 1 second though, man. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for letting somebody, a D1. Thank you for demonstrating to people that you can hit that link. Hey, tell them, Unc, when the address you is big for now. Hey, yeah. Hey, thank you, man. I'll just say, Mr. Vincent, brother, thank you so much for your support, brother. Thank you, man. And my guy said, hey, I'm a look up MMA fighter Gabby Garcia. Much love in that Cash App for sure. Gabby Garcia. Yeah, I'll do that. Hold on. Oh, that big juiced up thing? Oh, yeah. I remember her. Yeah, that shit, that gigantic, that super duper juiced up thing. Crazy. Anyway, man, sorry about that, man. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Smelled like some chemicals in here. They were too small. I'm talking about top guys. Floyd Patterson is big. Dude, let me tell you something. JWP. Stop talking. Stop talking. I'm not interested in what you have to say because you sound stupid. You sound ridiculous. Pointing out one heavyweight that you don't think could beat another heavyweight is not the same thing as no heavyweights can beat any heavyweights. That's what you said. You said no heavyweights in the 1940s could beat any heavyweights today. Do you realize Chris Bird won a world championship in the Chris Bird, who is 6'1" and walking around at 160 pounds, was a heavyweight world champion? Did you know that? Did you know that Roy Jones Jr. was a heavyweight world champion and he is about 5'10"? That he's about 5'9" and walks around at about 175 pounds and he was a heavyweight world champion? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that Joseph Parker is about 6'2", 6'3", maybe walking around at about 210, 215 pounds if he's not lifting weights? Did you know that? Huh? Did you know that David Tua was David? Did David Tua? No, David Tua never won a belt. I don't think David Tua did. Do you realize that Mike Tyson is 5'10" and 210 pounds? Mike Tyson. You don't think Mike Tyson can beat somebody, Mike Tyson, a 1980s Mike Tyson? You think he's just going to be beaten up? You think he's just going to beat up Joe Louis when Joe Louis is bigger than him? Stop looking at just how tall people are, dummies. Mike Tyson could never win a championship right now. He's way too small. What about Evander Holyfield? Evander Holyfield's like 6'2". What about Evander Holyfield? You don't think Evander Holyfield has a chance to win a title right now? You sound, dude, he may be a problem unless he gets hit in his glass-ass jaw. Let me remind you, you click the link. Let me repeat. Do you realize that Lennox Lewis got knocked out by a 6'1" heavyweight named Hakeem Rahman? You realize that? You realize that? Do you remember who knocked him out cold? Huh? Do you remember who knocked out how a 6'2" Lamont Brewster knocked out Vladimir Klitschko? Did you not see how a cruiserweight Steve Cunningham damn near knocked out Tyson Fury? Give me a break, bro. Okay. Hey, Mr. Johnson says supporting Cash App Thursday. Thank you, brother. And my guy, Mr. Ortiz in the building. What's going on? Said new subscriber. Love the content. Thank you, man. Greatly, greatly appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Knocked him smooth out. Funny how that happens, huh? Funny how that happens, huh? Oh, by the way, there were all throughout the history of boxing, there were 6'5", 6'6" heavyweights. But they had to go 15, 20 rounds. What is this? D1 said, I'm a boxing encyclopedia, guaranteed, and I know how to talk shit with the best of them on my white dude from my white dude from the trenches. Hey, that's what's up. For now, you probably talking to a 20-year-old. I don't mind. 20-year-olds got to learn too. You're naming recent fighters, which proves the point that fighters are no, dumbass. I'm talking about the size. You don't know the older fighters, dumbass. Name them. JP, first of all, here's the link, and I guarantee you, you're not going to last 3 minutes. Who am I supposed to mention to you? Sam McVeigh? You know who he is? Who am I? How am I supposed to name him for you, huh? Who? How? Yeah, I'm sure you got Sam Langford. I'm sure you got Sam Langford's name right on the tip of your tongue. Huh? I'm sure you got him right. I'm sure you got him right on the tip of your tongue. Max Schmeling, I'm sure right there. Boom. You know exactly what his record is and who he fought. Give me a break, man. People have been punching each other for centuries. Do you realize that people have been punching each other? How long? Who do you think the first person to ever do this was? Yeah, Primo Carnera was like 6'6". There was other guys who were 6'8". There was a heavyweight fighter in the 1930s was like 7'2". Same type of dudes who say Jordan wouldn't be able to hang. Oh my God, I watched the NBA Finals yesterday. Michael Jordan would be killing people right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me tell you for sure. Yeah, exactly. Cain and Abel. Michael Jordan would be killing people right now. Oh my Lord. It would be a never-ending spree of baskets for Michael Jordan. It would never stop. It would never, ever stop. And I'm going to tell you who else who would be killing people. Shaq. Oh, God, dog, Shaq would be killing y'all. Like, I'm telling you right now, Shaq would be killing you. Killing them. And I'm going to tell you why Shaq would be killing them. Because he would have learned a jump hook from 10 feet out. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would be killing you. Oh, my Lord. This game for him, oh, my God, all day and night. With one guy guarding him and all he got to do is do a little flip jumper like Djokovic? Like, what's his name? Joker? Just do that? Oh, my God. Because he's too big. All day, bro. All day. Elijah Wan would be all day. Elijah Wan would be going nuts. Elijah Wan would be going nuts. All you have to do is pick up a three-point shot. He'd pick up a three-point shot and then pump fake you, pass the ball, slip right into the middle of that lane, give you the ball, flip right over the top of you, dog. Not even a full round. What is that? Not even a full round for now? What you talking about? Oh, my God. Can't keep up, man. Trust me. Man, them dudes, you don't got to trust me. Them dudes would be killing it, bro. Because they would be Michael Jordan. Are you kidding me? With no defense for mid-range jumpers? He hit 40 of them. He did 40 of them. He did 40 of them. Man, the link is on there, GM. He ain't hitting no damn link, bro. The link is right there. Anyway, I'm having fun today. The link is there. I can't put any more links than that. Hey, come on, dude. Did you please tell me you sent me that? Again, I know I'm... He whooped Joe Lewis's ass. That's funny. Oh God, Kobe Bryant too, dude. First of all, because they would just teach him the plan of the same system. They're like, oh, okay, well, what is this? How do you score? Oh, threes? Jordan just become a knockdown 3-point shooter. It just exchanges. He just got to extend his range by like 3 feet. Like, what's the problem? I'll just extend my range by 3 feet. And instead of pulling up from here, I'll pull up from here. That's why I don't think you guys understand. If the system is to shoot a ton of threes, all Michael Jordan is going to do is move his range out 2 feet. That's it. I'll just shoot from 2 feet deeper. Same shot, 2 feet deeper. And that shit's going to fall. Consistently. Over and over and over again on your ass. Because he's not going to get shaky. It's the emotions of it, man. Anyway, I don't want to keep. Let me tell you something, dog. I'm not even about to keep talking basketball. I'm talking this boxing. And dude, I hope he didn't get thrown out, but you will get thrown out if you don't hit this link. You ask for the link, show up with the link. You costing me time, you costing the channel support, because don't nobody want to hear you talk. So I'm about to put you up out of here real quick. Hey, my guy, much love to my dude in that cat. I take that back. My guy's most definitely supporting. Mr. Pickens said, thank you, brother. Said, good conversation. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Hit the link. Come on, man. Cass is waiting for you. Cass is waiting for you to represent the new school. Mr. Molina said he said the 40s can't compete with the 80s and the 90s. Much love. Look. I'm going to tell you right now, I am pretty sure that Henry Armstrong, who fought in the 1940s, 1930s, and the 1940s, will do just fine at featherweight. That man will hurt those featherweights. Henry Armstrong will demolish demolish them. Not even close fight. There's no featherweight today that can beat that guy. None. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, the weight class is the same weight class. The only weight, first of all, the heavyweight is no weight class. Every other weight class is the same weight class. Every weight class is the same weight class. Warrington would stop Henry Armstrong, man. Henry Armstrong, that dude would get beat up so badly by Henry Armstrong that it would just be one of the most brutal, destructive beatdowns you ever see in your life. Dude, those guys can fight, man. Those guys can fight. Old school, new school, need to learn more. Burn, baby, burn like Disco Inferno. Yes, you got that right. Sugar Ray would be the champion 154 right now. He'd be the champion 147. He'd be the champion 147. I think Sugar Ray Robinson, though, was the 1950s, though. I think he's primarily the 1950s, though. 1950s, mid-1940s, 1950s, right? Let me see. Yeah, he was in the 30s, 40s too. Yeah, he was definitely in the 40s. Tripping. Yeah, he was definitely in the 40s. 40s through the 60s. Yeah, 1940. Premiered in 1940. At 174 fights, 19 losses, 109 knockouts. Yeah, I'm quite sure he'd be very easy money for guys with 30 fights. I'm sure. I'm sure there's no experience that he could get in fighting What is that? 94? Yeah, 200 for having 200 professional fights. There's nothing he could have learned, man, in 200 professional fights. 200. Yeah, okay. By the time he was in his prime, what would you think he had? Like 80 of them? Like 80? Yeah, I'm sure there's something you guys are going to throw around and invent that this man hasn't seen before. Maybe it's a double jab. Maybe it's the double jab. Charlie Burley, 87-15 was ducked by. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But anyway, please feel free to hit the link, dog, where you think in some world where a guy with 200 professional fights isn't going to see everything that you can possibly see. Because there's some new invention. What did they invent in the 1990s? Oh, my, you know what? He's got snack. He's snack strong. I got you. Anyway, be easy. Like I said, you're not showing up. I have the option to like the vid. You live chat. Let me tell you something, man. WP, you right here. You have the option to click this. That's all you have to do. There's a link. Just like you can type, there's a link. Like you can read, put him in there. What's going on, Dean?
8 for 9, man. I was just chilling in the chat, man, because I was just getting my morning together. But these guys was making me mad once you went on to this conversation. They pissing me off in the comments. Sugar Ray Robinson. If you like Terence Crawford and Errol Spence and these guys, you like them, right? They good fighters. You think they pretty good. Sugar Ray was that, but attacked your head more, was way more accurate. The vitriol in the punches, one of the best finishers in boxing history. And if people don't understand what I mean by that, you know what they say about Terence Crawford for 9? When he gets you hurt, he gets you out of there. Sugar Ray was that times 2. Let me give you a little story for 9. My grandfather, rest in peace to Howard Johnson, went to Overbrook High School. Guess who he played with? Guess
in Philly?
Yes. Guess who was?
When? Hold on. And when he went to Overbrook High School with Will Chamberlain?
My father went to Overbrook High School. Guess who was his best friend growing up? Guess who was best man at my grandparents' wedding?
Who?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, I was like, my uncle went to school with he was at a school of Crawford. Yeah, Will Chamberlain, where Overbrook went. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something about these older guys. A lot of times back then for 9, where a lot of these guys who watch YouTube and things like that don't understand now today, when young black stars were very good back then, they did so much to hold them back. Let me give y'all an exclusive story if you've never heard.
Man, hold on a second. JP, I see you, man. You can come back, dude. Deem's not going to be long. Come on back, man. I saw you sitting there, dude. No need to go nowhere.
Just tell him come back up. For 9, I wanted to give you an exclusive story to give you a little insight on what you was talking about today. My grandfather and Wilt Chamberlain had one of the best records in Pennsylvania history as far as basketball, high school wise, right? They were so good for 9. They went up there and beat Villanova. I forget, either they beat Villanova at Syracuse or they beat Syracuse at Villanova back then. One of those things, but it was the top high school team playing against the national champions and blew them out the gym for 9. They wouldn't even print it in the newspaper. They did not want this story getting out. So when people talk about, I don't think people understand what guys in the old school went through. If you've never got to see Wilt Chamberlain play, and you put him in today where you can't hand check or foul, do you see his stats back then? He was still average 30 and 20. You see what Jokic is doing? You said you watched the NBA Finals yesterday. You see what Jokic is doing? Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain will probably have 50, 25, and 10. I don't think people know he was a long jumper. For 9, I really know my history. I don't think people understand he could have been an Olympic long jumper. So athleticism is through the roof. they wouldn't even let him dunk for 9. You know how many points that man would have averaged today to let him dunk?
Yeah, man, I know you're talking about, man.
But going back on just on boxing,
you got you can go to Bill Russell.
I mean,
there's a layup. There's literally a video of Bill Russell on a fast break, and I'm telling y'all, go look it up. He's on a fast break. That man takes off from about this far in front of the free throw line in a real game, and by the time he gets to the rim, his elbow is still over the rim.
Nasty.
When he lays it up, if he was dunking, Bill Russell could have dunked in the game from a free throw line easily. There's very few people that can jump. That's why he got so many rebounds and so many block shots. There's very few people in the NBA that's as athletic as Bill Russell is. But people act like, well, he couldn't do it because he's 6'9", and forget that Dennis Rodman was only like 6'6" and was getting 20, 25 rebounds a game, man. Hey, but I got to get this guy back on here, Dean.
Hey, man, you're so phenomenal, man. I appreciate you.
All right, bro.
Big dog, I
appreciate you, man. Thank you. Always, man. Make sure y'all go follow my guy, Dean. Hey, come back on, man. You click the link. Don't go. Don't go. It's right there. You click the link. All I got to do is put you on, and you ready to go. WP, you ready to go. There you go. 1 second. Hey, my guy Mario said, hold on 1 second, man. Robertson ducked fighter, murderer's row.
What's up, man?
I'm good, man. What's good with you? So you said heavyweights.
It's an echo. I hear you twice.
What?
I hear you twice. I hear you live, and I hear
you gotta mute. Oh, you gotta mute your YouTube channel.
Hold
Go
on.
to the YouTube. You got the YouTube channel up on your computer. Mute that, and you won't hear double.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up, man? Yeah. So what I'm saying,
what's up with you?
You can't say fighters was better back then because they had more fights, and not like that don't mean that they was better fighters. Just like any other sport, everything evolves. Things that people doing now, they done developed and learned from the old fighters, and they incorporate it into their fight game and everything like that. So you can't just say, "Oh, they was better." Like, is Julio Cesar Chavez better than Shakur Stevenson because he had 107 fights?
I don't know. They'd have to fight.
Right. Okay. So if everybody have to fight for you to know, then you really can't say that they was better back then. If you say, "Oh, I don't know," they have to fight. Then your argument really don't mean nothing now. If you say, "I don't know,"
first of all, I'm not the one saying it. I'm not the one saying it. Boxers are saying it. Excuse me. I'm not the only one saying it. Boxers say that. Boxers tell you that. Professional fighters, professional trainers tell you that.
Because everybody want to pay homage. Everybody wants to pay homage to the old guys.
Let me ask you a question. We're going to get to what you specifically said. You said you can't compare fighters. You can't compare heavyweights in the 1920s to ones in the night. None of them will beat the ones in the 1980s, in the 90s, right?
The elite ones.
Name three heavyweights. Name three heavyweights from the 1920s.
From the 20s? What I said, the 30s? What is that? Will Cott or something like that?
In order for you to be able to tell me that they're not, you tell me five heavyweights that fought in the 1920s.
They just told me three. Now I gotta give you five.
No, give me three. You didn't give me any.
No, this I said Joe Wilcott, right? Ain't that one?
No.
What was he?
1950s.
Oh, all right. Well, he wasn't beating him either. Then I don't know.
Name three fighters.
I don't know all the historian fighters from
I didn't say all of them. I said give me three. Not all of them. Three.
Just hold on. Let me do my research like you did already.
No research. Because if you tell me because of this, if you can't name 20 from fighters from the 1920s, you can't name them. Then how do you know if they're better or worse if you don't even know who they are?
Because I know, like I said, in any sport, the people involved evolve. The people involved evolve. Everybody gets better.
They do not.
Everybody, when you reference basketball, right? And you said Hakeem Olajuwon will learn to shoot a 3-pointer, and then he'll be busting everybody's ass. If he played today, he would have to develop a 3-point shot. Shaq would have learned to develop a 10-foot hook.
Let's go.
What I'm saying is,
first of all, let's talk about boxing. Boxing had way more fighters, more fighters in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s than there are now.
Okay.
Do you have a boxing program at your high school?
No.
Do you have a boxing program you have a boxing gym in your neighborhood?
For sure. I'm from Philly.
Hey, how many?
A lot. I'm from
Like
Philly.
what? Like what? What's a lot?
In my neighborhood, are you saying my neighborhood like my area, like my zip code neighborhood?
You may have how many big boxing gyms you got in Philly? 5, 6?
Probably.
There you go. Louisville, Kentucky in the 1930s had 5, 6 of them. Gary, Indiana had 5, 6 of them. Boxing was a bigger sport with more fighters then than there are now. More fighters. Fighters that were playing world-class athletes who were in the 1920s were not playing basketball. They were boxing.
Okay.
So there were better athletes boxing. Better athletes boxing. Now
that's debatable.
Every high school you go to in the United States of America, every one of them, the best athletes, the guys that are running 4.3 40s, the guys that can jump out the gym, if they are 6 feet tall, if they are anywhere near that, they are playing cornerback, they are playing point guard, they're playing basketball, or they're playing football. We right now in boxing in the United States do not have nearly the top level athletes that are even playing the sport. Back then, they had all the top level guys that were all boxing. Ali was not just a very, very good skilled fighter. He was a better athlete than fighters are now. You can't find a single solitary heavyweight in boxing today that is anywhere near as athletic as Ladd.
Can I ask you something real fast? Because this is an argument I always have. Can Muhammad Ali beat Tyson Fury? Would you pick him over Tyson Fury?
Depends. How many rounds are they fighting? Does Tyson Fury get on steroids? I don't know. I would take Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali absolutely has the ability to beat Tyson Fury. Tom Schwartz, who's the same size as Ali and slow as shit, busted his eyes and almost knocked him out on a cut. You had Alexander Usyk, who's smaller than Ali, just beat the brakes off Anthony Joshua.
He sucks, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, he doesn't suck. Who sucks? Joshua. He's a 3-belt unified champion at heavyweight.
But we talking about people that can fight now. We talking people who can fight.
Anthony Joshua can fight.
All right.
He's a top 3 heavy. He's a top 4, top 5 heavyweight in the world right now. And Muhammad Ali would beat the
right definitely. So yeah, my argument. That's what I'm saying. My argument wasn't necessarily about size. I just brought that up because that was the easy way to go. Like I can say, like these dudes was too small. Like realistically.
Do you watch fighters have you ever watched Jersey Joe Walcott fight?
No.
Okay, thank you.
But I watched Floyd Patterson highlights. That's why I said Floyd Patterson.
Have you ever watched Henry Armstrong fight?
No.
Okay, take some time and go watch them because they're on YouTube. You can see them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I watched Rocky Marciano and goddamn, like a bunch of fighters. You know what I mean? I done seen a bunch of them fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, for one, if you want to just talk about something, they was too smart. They wasn't even as healthy as the guys.
Never watched Willie Pep.
These dudes were smoking cigarettes before they jumped in the ring. Yeah, I watched Willie Pep.
Never watched Willie Pep.
He won a round without throwing a punch. And yeah, I watched him.
Yeah, and you think that dude can't fight today?
No, I ain't saying that. No.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is people got better though. But all I'm saying is people, every boxer, the sport of boxing is better than it was. Like people that's fighting now learn from Willie Pep, took stuff from Willie Pep, incorporated to like you're talking about the Philly Shell. The Philly Shell wasn't always around. People took that, developed
that. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't always around. Like it was.
People have been fighting since 1790s.
My point exactly. You think people perfected the Philly Shell back then?
Yes.
The way Floyd Mayweather has perfected, perfected.
Yes.
They was doing it. People perfected.
Yes.
You can perfect how to throw a hook. They learn how to. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Shit just evolved.
Yes. I'm telling you straightforward. Yes, there are fighters that fought like this use this shoulder to bump off things. That's how Floyd Mayweather Jr. learned it. He learned it from somebody that was his father, who was in Detroit.
That's what I'm saying.
But dude, that doesn't mean that they were the first person to perfect it. First of all, how do you perfect it? He gets hit in it. No, he's not. No, he's not the first person to use that shell effectively. No, he's not. I'm telling you that affirmatively. He's not even close to it. Not even close.
But with our eyes, he's the best we've seen do it. Without question, he's the best we've seen do it. So to say that he's not the best to ever do it.
So once again, if you've never seen other people do it, how do you know that he's better than them?
Because the ones that we've seen over the past 60 years do it, we know that he's the best. So we can only assume.
No, we don't know that he's the best. We don't know that he's the best.
Oh my God!
No, I do not know that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the best. I don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. From what we've seen,
from what I've seen, I don't know if he's the best.
You saying, you can't definitively say he's the best.
No, I don't know if he's the best. I'm telling you, he's the best fighter when he was fighting. I do not know that he's the best. No, I don't. I'm telling you, there's no film on Charlie Burley. None. There's a little blip of Charlie Burley.
Right. And that's what I'm saying from what we see.
Watch how Charlie Burley's fighting like this.
And that's what I'm saying from what we see. And that's what I'm saying. Only from what we see is what I'm saying.
Dude, there's plenty of people that were alive. Plenty of people that were alive that did see him fight. And plenty of them will say, first of all, there's no comparison between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Robinson. Very few people that were around and saw that man fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. is as good as Sugar Ray Robinson. And there are a bunch of people that think and I don't know if he's better than Henry Armstrong. Those guys are real fighters. They're very, very good fighters.
Yeah. I was just talking about the Philly shit. No, I just was speaking on the Philly shit. I'm not talking about them as fighters. And as a whole, I was talking about the Philly shot because we started arguing about the Philly shot. I'm saying Floyd is the best we see incorporate the Philly shot. And I'm saying that's because he learned from somebody that learned from somebody. And that's what I'm just saying. The sport of boxing develops and get better and better. And that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't.
It has to.
Why?
It has because everything
with fewer fighters, with a smaller talent pool, fewer coaches, fewer gyms, it's supposed to get better. In what other area in life where you take out 90% of the fighters, 90% of the gyms, you lead the best athletes are never doing it anymore. So it means you don't even have to get in there with anybody with fast hands. You get to get in there when you're fighting. You get to get in there with guys that are nowhere near as athletic as you are. Where you've got guys like Muhammad Ali that everybody in the city fought. Everybody in Louisville, Kentucky was boxing. Not just him. He wasn't like when you listen to Andre Ward say, hey, I was a boxer. There were no other boxers around me. No, everybody in the school was boxing. All the guys that were really fast athletes, very, very strong, quick, they were boxing. They were in the gym fighting, learning how to throw punches.
I don't think there's any difference in today, though.
How do you think boxing? You think football would be better? You think punches? If you got rid of football in all of the schools in the United States, you just took football out. You get rid of Pop Warner football completely. You think you're going to have the same skill, as many skilled football players going into college as you would?
No. I'm talking about just people being athletic. I don't think that it's any less athletic than what it was back then.
No, I'm telling you that there's definitely less athletes playing boxing than there are now. Because if you are a kid who is 5'10", 5'11", and you are the kid that throw up a ball, I'm catching it above the rim. That dude right there is playing basketball, or he's going to play football. One or the other. He's not going to sit down. He's not sitting down and going to a boxing ring and throwing punches because there's nobody to recruit him to do it. There's nobody to recruit him to do it. If Allen Iverson, the only way that Allen Iverson could become a millionaire based on his athleticism was either playing baseball or playing basket or boxing, and he couldn't turn pro playing football, couldn't turn pro playing basketball, he's not going to play those sports. The athletes in the 1930s did 3 sports they did. They did boxing, they did baseball, and they ran track. They were not playing basketball. They were not playing football because basketball really only jumped off in the 1930s. Football really only jumped off and baseball. You couldn't go to the major leagues. You had to go to the Negro leagues. And in the Negro leagues, that's where the athletes were. That was where Cool Papa Bell was, the guy that was stealing bases and the really strong athletes. They were playing those sports. Okay. Today, athletes play football. They play basketball. They're not boxing. So that's why you don't have black heavyweights, a lot of black heavyweights, because they're not getting. Why would Damian Lillard, who may want to be a boxer, why in the world would he be going to a gym going to a boxing gym at 6 foot? At 6 foot, what is he? 6'3", 6'4", right? The perfect size. No, his dad gonna be like, you go out there and you play ball, and that's what your friends are doing. Your friends are bad. They're back when my dad was a kid. They were like, they would go outside and they had boxing gloves. They would literally be boxing in the street. They knew how to throw punches. That's a big difference than it is today. A big difference. Anyway, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Take care. All right. Thank you, man, for coming on. I appreciate you, man. Dallas Roquemore in the building. What's going on, man?
What's happening, Captain?
Chilling.
What's going on? Doing good. I had to call in. I just got to the channel because I'm here at work, but I wanted to talk a little real quick. And I was listening to what you were saying. Man, you were so on point with that. I get in an argument with guys about this all the time that feel like, you know, this is the best it is right now. And I'm like, if you go back and watch these guys, like I went back and actually watched Sugar Ray Robinson fight. I know nobody right now can beat Sugar Ray Robinson. You can't beat that guy. That guy is a killer. That guy's a killer. I love Floyd Mayweather, but do I think Mayweather can take the activity of a Thomas Hearns with that jab, keep flicking it out and flicking it out and flicking it out, and you having it and him not, you can't knock him out? So I love what you were saying, because guys like that one guy you just had, it's like everything evolves. Yeah, stuff evolves, but a punch is a punch. A hook is a hook. A jab is a jab. Even with basketball, a jump shot is a jump shot. I don't care if it's 20 years from now, those are still fundamentals. If you're good at the fundamentals, you're just good in any era, you know. And then to answer the question about the Fury, Ali would kill to Fury. Because guess what? He got a jab too. And he's more athletic. So it's just so funny because I always go back and watch old fights all the time, just so I can have a fair perspective on who the greats are now. You know, a lot of people just watch the people now and say there's nowhere in the world guys back in the 20s couldn't compete. Now I'm like, just go back and watch it and just use your intellect and look at what they're doing. They're not. It's the same. The boxing hasn't changed as far as the basics of it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I look at them just like. That always gets me, man.
Yeah, you know what is funny to me? I'm gonna show you two things to add to it. When people look at film from fighters in the 1920s, you see how it's like this?
Yeah.
Like jerky? That's because the frame rate of the camera.
Exactly.
Like, how they're punching. That's not how they're moving like regular human beings.
That's right.
Camera where a guy was doing this instead of somebody with a $100,000 camera in high detail. And now watch this. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 54, right?
I'm 45, 46.
You're old enough to know this. Do you remember in the 1980s, right? You were young. So 1980s, late 1980s. How many phone numbers could you remember?
Man, it was you had a whole lot of phone numbers in your head back then.
How many right? So how many phone numbers do you think people now keep in their head?
They don't. They just use their phone. They don't.
Exactly. So just like people say things evolve, what you mean by evolve is that they change. There's a myth of progress. Just because it change doesn't mean it can't change where you lose certain abilities, right?
Right, exactly.
Like now, back in the 1930s and 40s, dude, when people either had what were they doing? They had knives if they wanted to get nasty. But everybody was fighting.
Everybody was fighting. Street fight.
Like that, you were throwing hands. Like you had to know how to. Everybody had to know how to throw hands.
That's right.
Now you don't know. These kids are sitting on the corner like they're not trying to throw no hands. They're trying to look for a gun. So how are you going? And Bob, like this guy said this about black fighters. Like, man, these black fighters, it's like they know how to they know how to throw a jab. Like in the 1940s, the reason that they said that black fighters, they didn't want, they wanted to have no black fighters. It's because a promoter would say, look, you go into these black neighborhoods and all these kids know how to throw a jab. They're born knowing. No, they weren't born knowing how to throw a jab. Their dad said, look, dude, this is fast. Straight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And your dad be like, look, man, you better get back outside and, you better duke it out. And this is how you do it. You better.
That's right.
Those boxing skills didn't come from somebody competing. Those boxing skills came from somebody throwing hands in the street and having to do it.
Exactly.
Now, just like you don't have to remember numbers, right? People are like, well, what would I do with GPS? You'd remember the roads.
Just like we used to do with MapQuest. We wrote down the directions, and you got in the car and you just went. That's what you did. And it's the same thing with all other sports. Yeah, it's the same thing with all other sports. Just like the guy was talking about the basketball, it's the same thing. It's like you talking about guys like a Wilt Chamberlain that is so athletic that he could run in the Olympics. He can play for the Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, you don't have an athlete like that today. It may appear that you do, but you don't have an athlete like that because guess what? Like you said, you're not going out there and playing against everybody. You got trainers now. Kids got trainers in basketball. All the sports, they got a trainer, so they're not actually going out there like when we grew up. We were all competing on the outside. Like you didn't have a trainer, so the way your game came is you went out there and played and reacted to the game that you was playing. That's the reason why when you watch old fighters, old basketball games, old football, everybody had their own style because they didn't all have the same trainers. They developed a style because you didn't just have trainers. You had to find a way to be. You had to find a way to make yourself shine. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when people look at it, like, nah, everybody, they're better now. I'm like, nah, man, these guys fighting 15 rounds. These guys are fighting 15 rounds and fighting maybe 6-7 times a year. You cannot say that the fighters today could go back and do that and fight 15 rounds. Perfect example. Can you imagine if that Lomo Haney fight went 15 rounds? Your boy getting knocked out. Haney's getting knocked out if it goes 15 rounds.
And they gonna fight different too.
Exactly. But I'm gonna go for none. I got a customer, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you for chopping up with me, brother. Peace.
No problem.
More in the building. Thank you, man, for coming by, man. Always a pleasure. We got Rollo Green coming up next and Anthony Lamar. Hey, real quick, man, we breaking up. Hey, thank you for supporting Cash App Thursday. To my guy, Mr. Golden Ticket 103 said he don't know he from Upper Darby. Yeah, man, he knows now. Rollo Green in the building. What's going on, Rollo Green?
For 9. I don't even know where to start. Let's go with what dude just said. No, let's go back to you saying the boxing gyms in Kentucky. So I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I TKO boxing. My son boxes. We have 20 boxing gyms in Kentucky.
Good job.
We had 2 in the projects. And you was lucky if your mama let you go down there to box back in the 80s. It's way more boxers, gyms, and trainers now. Take Sugar Ray Robinson. At 29 years old, we'll say he was peak. He was 123-1 and with 2 draws. He fought Mims, who was 60. Yeah.
Rollo. Dude, get back on subject.
I am on subject for now.
Oh, you're not on subject, bro. I'm not taking endless calls about 1920s boxing, bro. I'm not.
I thought that's what the
and watch this. I go ahead. You're gonna tell me there's way more gyms now in Louisville, Kentucky than there was in the 1930s. Way more.
I wasn't born
way
in the
more
30s.
trainers.
I wasn't born in the 30s, but I could speak on the 80s when Ali was fucking having a parade riding down the street in his pink Cadillac.
Ali retired in 1980.
I said I can go back to the 80s when Ali was riding down the street in his pink Cadillac, coming to my school, coming to the 2 gyms that there was.
Okay.
It was only 2 for 9.
Okay. There was only 2 in the gym, and now there's 20 gyms in Louisville, Kentucky.
There's 20, home, and I take my son. We go spar just about all of them. If you want me to sit here and run them down to you, I can.
No worries. I'll take your word for it that there's 20 gyms and so you think that there's more boxing gyms now than there were in the 1920s?
I can't really speak on the 20s. I could just speak where I came in at in the 80s. So we're comparing the
1920s and 30s
You think they fell off?
We're comparing the 1920s, 30s, and 40s to the 1980s, 90s, and today.
Okay, let me finish
We're
my
not
point.
talking about how many gyms there were in the 1980s. We're
Okay,
talking
let me
about how many
finish.
boxing gyms there were before the NBA and before the NFL in the 20s. That's what we're talking about. That I'm not even want to talk about that. Honestly, one guy got in here and was talking to me about how fighters in the 1920s could never compete with modern day fighters now, which I disagreed.
Okay, so let me get to that.
So do you think that there's more? So, but since we're on that, you think that there's heavyweights in Louisville, Kentucky right now that are better than Muhammad Ali?
Hell no.
Thank you.
No, I've seen them all. No, hell no. But I will say this: there's more fighters, more skilled than back when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting, which I was going to make a point about his 124th win, how deep he was in his career fighting Mims, who he trained with a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. They walked to the YMCA. He took the fight on a one-day notice. Just trying to give you an example of the fights back then compared to now. You see what I'm saying? What Sugar Ray Robinson, the guys he was whooping on, Mims took the fight on a one-day notice, and the two guys he trained with, they walked from their neighborhood to the YMCA. He was 16, one was 16 and one was 17. Come on, man. We're talking about
so you think that so you can say that for Jake LaMotta? You think Jake LaMotta just walked to a gym that day?
Man, do you want my honest opinion on that?
I mean, you can give any type of opinion you want. If you think Jake LaMotta just walked out from a gym to get there.
I'm just going to be real, man. White guys are not competition. They're not athletically fit as black guys. So, if Devin Haney could beat 100 George Kambosos, man, we seen that with no problem. That's no problem, man. There wasn't no Tanks Shakurs and Devin Haney's and Frank Martins and.
What about Henry Armstrong? You think Henry Armstrong just walked out the gym when Sugar Ray Leonard fought him?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying overall, I'm not just going to pick.
He's got 200 fights, man. I'm sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of fights that were just.
I understand that, but when we say
also say that about if you look at anybody's resume today, you got 30 fights. Take Terence Crawford. How many fighters have Terence Crawford fought that you would think that you don't think is pretty much the same thing as a no-hoper? What is his first 15 or 16 fights? First 17 fights? That's half the fights.
That's about everybody's basic boxing career.
There you go. So why would Sugar Ray Leonard be any different? Why would Sugar Ray Robinson be any different?
That's why I picked this 124th fight to show you the type of competition he was fighting.
Yeah, but if it's true of everybody, then it's no exception. That's the same thing. If you say half of Terence Crawford's fights are going to be that, and you can point out to half of Sugar Ray Robinson's fights being that's just boxing. That's the same on both sides. And you're left with a guy that had way more fights than a guy that only has how many fights he have? 32?
Who Terence Crawford got 38, 39.
So you got just getting 40 fights. So if we got 40 fights, you think that all but 160, you think 160 fights for Sugar Ray Leonard was just no hope, nobodies?
Well,
for 160 of them?
When you go look it up, out of them 200 fights Sugar Ray Robinson had, he probably fought 10 good guys. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. The rest was dudes leaving the grocery store and coming to fight. There was no lot of training. And like Dude said, the kids is going out to basketball. They got that stuff from the plate. Man, my son goes to camps all over the country, man. He's going to get trained by NBA players now, man.
All right. How many fighters are you picking in Louisville, Kentucky that are better than Muhammad Ali? Since there's so much more training. I'm not taking any of them.
Yeah, me neither. But
okay, I'm not taking any of them over Sweet Pea. That's cool. But like I said, man, conversation
I ain't
is
talking
about
the 70s and 80s because them guys. But I'm talking about back in the 30s when you had a real high racial tension, where white guys, they're not athletic, man. Let's just keep it real. They don't have the double. Like,
first of all, I don't buy that.
You don't buy what?
That their white guys are not athletic. I don't buy that. Because there's a bunch of white guys in the NBA, and they look pretty damn athletic to me. There's plenty of white football players, and they look pretty. Them dudes in there look pretty freaking athletic to me. I've run track, and I know I've been blown out by white dudes running 45-second quarters.
Because
athletic.
White guys they win the Olympics in racing ever since the black guys started.
Dog.
They don't.
There's plenty of white athletes, man. There are plenty of white guys that are very.
I'm not saying there's not white athletes. I'm saying they're not as. It's scientifically proven that black people have a double.
Hey man, have a good day, brother. I can't engage.
I know, but hold on. Let me touch on this though. If the record books say something, then what does it matter what we say?
I have a good day, brother.
That's going to the Devin Haney Undisputed. The record books don't got T.O. and Dude in Undisputed.
There is no record books for Undisputed.
It is a record book that shows you all the champions.
What record book?
Come on, man. You never looked up the
what record book?
So you're telling me you can't go look
I'm asking you a simple question. You said the record books. Tell me the name of the record book. If I said it's in the dictionary, I can tell you Webster's. If there's a legal definition, I can say Black's legal dictionary. I can point you right there. If I say it's in the record books, I can point to the NBA's archives where they list their champions. When you tell me that there is a record book for Undisputed, give me the name of the record book.
The same records that hold Mike Tyson as being the youngest undisputed champion ever. It's the same records that hold Devin Haney.
First of all, there is no record saying that. None. Because he was not undisputed. He was not undisputed at 19 years old. He was the youngest heavyweight champion, and you can definitely find that in the record book of the sanctioning body that he won a championship with.
Okay, so you can definitely find Devin Haney being the youngest 4-belt ever.
Where?
In whatever book you just said. I mean, I done looked it up.
No, you can't. Because if you look at the 4 different sanctioning bodies, it has Teofimo Lopez as that. Because the WBC has him as their champion at the same time that the IBF had him as their champion, and the WBA had him as his champion, and the WBO had him in his champion.
So why when you look it up, you can't
organizations? It's 4 different organizations. All of them have their own ability uniquely and distinctly to name their champion. The WBC named Teofimo Lopez. The WBA named Teofimo Lopez. The WBO named Teofimo Lopez. And the IBF named Teofimo Lopez.
So why when you look it up, it's only saying
I looked it up, and they all said they were their champion.
They all said that T.O. and Kambosos was undisputed.
They all have Teofimo Lopez as their champion.
As undisputed?
They all have them at the same time as their champion, which makes him undisputed. There was nobody else that held a major title for undisputed by the WBC but Teofimo Lopez.
There
is no overriding.
You're wrong. You're wrong because when
I'm not wrong, and I'm tired of talking to you about it.
And you always do this.
No, I am not wrong.
You always do this.
WBC.
You always run. You tell
WBC
somebody to
champion.
jump on here, but when I get in your shit, then you always run. The WBC, when Teofimo, before he fought Kambosos, the WBC had Devin Haney as their champion when you look it up, not Teofimo with the franchise belt. T.O. had 3 other belts, and Devin Haney was the WBC champion, man. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong as shit. But here we go. Once again, for people that are late, once again, I will read this for you again.
No. Listen. You want to
listen nothing.
Pull up.
Listen nothing. You listen.
I know it.
I'm tired of this. The WBC boss attempts to clarify franchise designation, says Kambosos should be regarded as undisputed.
Should is not is.
Excuse me.
You're a lawyer.
This
you
is
intelligent. You know
Mauricio Suleiman saying that he is the WBC champion. So Kambosos, the WBC franchise, is also the undisputed lightweight champion, Suleiman answered his questions. And he said, Lomachenko explains it right here. I'm not going to keep doing this for you because I've said this a bunch of times, dog.
Don't do it then.
Dude, Devin Haney, dude, it's right there for you, bro. You don't get a vote.
You pull up who was the champion.
I'm not going to keep doing it, dog.
Before the Kambosos fight.
I've done it a bunch of times.
Pull up
I'm not going to keep saying the same thing to you.
That's all you got to do is pull up the 4 champions.
Teofimo Lopez was the franchise champion
for
the WBC. That's what he was.
But when you pull it up,
I know it.
Listen, when you pull it up, it has Devin Haney as the champion.
And I know it.
It doesn't even mention.
You know that Teofimo Lopez was the WBC franchise champion.
It doesn't even mention it. It doesn't even show it on there.
You know it.
I know.
Yeah, you just admitted it. You know it. You know Teofimo Lopez was the WBC champion, the WBC franchise title.
Right. I also know how that belt
Thank you very much.
I also know that.
Since you know that, Rollo, then you know that the WBC chooses their own champion, Rollo. The WBC decides who the WBC champion is. Mauricio Suleiman said Teofimo Lopez was the WBC champion because he beat Vasily Lomachenko and won that title in the ring. Devin Haney was given it on an email. So Mauricio Suleiman said that he should be considered. Now, why does he use the word should be? Because there is no official undisputed champion. There is no body, no organization that names an undisputed champion. None. Which is why you can't tell me where the record is. Because there is no body that sits on top of the sanctioning bodies. Nobody. There is no unified commission that says we will be naming the unified undisputed champion. The undisputed champion is just a word that's used for the champion that is recognized by each one of the major championship bodies at the time. And even that is subjective because some people say that there's only 3. Some people said that there was 4. Lennox Lewis. Was Lennox Lewis an undisputed champion? According to Lennox Lewis and everybody else at the time, he was. But not according to Ring Magazine or ESPN, who said he didn't hold the WBO. But Lennox Lewis said, well, it wasn't considered a major championship belt at the time when I did it. If I would have needed that, I would have got it.
Yeah, Suleiman also said that the franchise belt can't be worn or defended.
And then he changed the rule.
Right, so
that's what he gets to do. That it's his decision.
He gives a different definition every time he steps to the podium and asks the question.
He was asked about Teofimo Lopez being undisputed, Kambosos, excuse me.
Let me ask you this.
And he said yes.
Because we've been through this before.
You're wasting my time, bro, because you can't tell me what record book.
We've been through this before. When you look it up.
Obviously we have. Where's the record book? What is the organization that decides undisputed? What's the name of the organization?
How many undisputed champions do they
Answer me with a question. Name me the organization that names undisputed. Give me the name of the organization that does it.
And I got it right here. I can't flip back on my phone to pull it up.
You don't have it because it doesn't exist.
I do got it right here. Come on, man.
I
just read it. I just read it. It's not saying nothing about Teofimo. It's mentioning all.
You do not have the name of the organization that determines who the undisputed champion is. You don't, because there is none.
What I'm saying is when you look it up and when you type in who is the undisputed champions of the 4.
I don't care what they say about Google. I don't care what Google says on your search.
But you can't just discredit and say you don't care for 9. Come on, man.
John, hey, you are talking about a Google search, man. Please do not insult my intelligence or the intelligence of people listening to this show. You know, and I know that there's no central organization. There is no central organization that determines any unified champion. There isn't. The only thing you have in boxing is 4 separate organizations, none of which have any say-so over the other. The WBC names the WBC champion. The WBA names the WBA champion, the IBF names the IBF, and the WBO names the WBO, and you know this is true. You just you just don't like that the WBC said Teofimo Lopez was. You just don't like it. And you may have valid reasons not to like it, but it's only you not liking it. Doesn't matter.
It's not only me.
You do not get to say who the WBC names as champion. Neither does the WBA, the IBF, or the WBO. Neither does Ring Magazine, neither does ESPN, neither does Boxing Scene, neither does Twitter pages, YouTube pages, or any other shit you pull up off that Google search.
Listen, when you go to the WBC website,
WBC had Vasily Lomachenko named as the franchise champion on their website.
When you go to the website, it does not.
Website, Teofimo Lopez named as the WBC franchise on their website.
No, it does not.
George Kambosos, they had all three of those guys named as the champion, the franchise champion on that website.
No, it does not. It don't even mention it.
I don't even mention it on a website. The website is not the law. The law is the judge. The judge.
What judge? What?
The judge is Mauricio Suleiman. Mauricio Suleiman is the person that decides who the WBC champion is. It's in the Constitution.
In the website is a representative of the WBC.
WBC Constitution.
It is
in their bylaws that
is a representative.
Mauricio Suleiman, as the president of the WBC, at his sole discretion, can interpret the rules of the WBC in the fashion that he feels is best in the best interest of boxing, with the consultation, not approval, consultation of the board of directors. That's the rules.
Is the website not a representation of the WBC?
The website is a website. It is not the rule book.
Ran by the WBC, right?
No, they could shut that whole website down and it wouldn't make a damn difference to the rules. None.
But I'm telling you
I'm tired of the misinformation being spread.
I'm telling you that when Teofimo held the belts on the WBC website,
I don't care. I saw the website. It had Teofimo Lopez's name as there as the franchise champion.
What was Devin Hayden's name at?
The WBC world champion.
Was he not the primary champion on the?
No, he was not. For the 50th fucking time, 50th, you got me cussing. For the 50th time that I've told you. No.
So the WBA, when you look it up, and Haney's
gonna fall into this WBA. The WBA world champion is Gervonta Davis.
Well, when you look it up, who's the primary champion?
Devin Haney.
Right, and then it's got Tank Davis as the regular champion. But
it does not. It does not. It does not say regular champion.
It does, man. You telling the damn lie, man. I can't deal with you, man. You a liar.
Champion. The title
you a liar, man. I
WBA
can't
world
deal
champion.
with you, man.
Really? You liar? Yeah, jump off here, liar. Just making stuff up. But no worries. I'll show you. No worries. I'll show you what it says. I got no problems whatsoever actually showing you what it actually says. No problem. Since you want to act like I'm a liar, you are a phony, and I don't believe you about going to no damn 20 gyms in Louisville, Kentucky either. They got more gyms in Chicago. I'll run them off, whatever. So let's go to the WBA rankings right now. And I will pull it up for you right now, you stone cold liar. I get tired of you liars. You try to say anything to win a debate, dude. You will say anything to try to win a debate. Anything. No matter how untrue it is. But I don't have a problem busting you out. I don't have no problem busting you out after you get off the phone. What does that say? It says WBA Super Champion Devin Haney. What does it say next to Gervonta Davis? It says WBA world champion. Do you see the word regular anywhere on there? Liar. Do you see it? Does it say it anywhere on there? You call me a liar and say it says WBA regular champion over there. What do you see? What do you see? There's 20 gyms, 20 active gyms in Louisville, Kentucky. What does that mean? There's like 700 kids. What, they got like 700 kids running around okay, sure. Okay, all right. Amazing. You guys will lie about anything, bro. Let me go down to the end of this, dog. I'm gonna get back on this, man. Y'all in the way of all kind of stuff, bro. Y'all are on the way. It's a fact. I can't believe y'all. I can't believe y'all. Anyway, one more of these dudes, man. What's going on, man? Anthony Lamar.
What's up with it, man?
I'm good, brother. I can barely hear you though.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
What's up with you, man?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Same
All right,
old,
so
same
look.
thing, same day, different thing, man. Wasting my time talking to that clown every time he gets on.
Well,
telling
look.
stories.
Well,
What's up?
I'm a Devin Haney fan, so I'm gonna start off with that.
Okay.
West side. But look, can we agree that Devin Haney was fucked over with that WBC championship, the franchise championship, Lomachenko skipping over him for the mandatory? Can we agree that Devin Haney was fucked over?
No.
Why not?
Because he got a chance. First of all, he was never the mandatory. That's number one.
Not yet.
Never, and not yet don't mean nothing. He was never the mandatory.
Okay.
He's never the mandatory, and he wound up getting the WBC belt given to him, and he wound up maybe 3 fights later fighting for Undisputed. So no, he didn't get screwed over.
But he was supposed to fight Lomachenko next.
No, he wasn't.
Lomachenko, well, they probably could have overruled him to fight Teofimo Lopez, maybe, for sure.
Teofimo Lopez was a fight was planned for Vasily Lomachenko before he fought Luke Campbell.
But look, if let's say they didn't come up with this franchise shit,
they did, bro. I don't want to. They did though. I don't want to do that.
I understand that. All I'm saying is they would have had to pay Devin Haney step aside money if they wouldn't have came up with that rule.
No, they wouldn't have.
Why not?
Because they just wouldn't have ordered the fight. He wasn't the mandatory. Again, he wasn't the mandatory. So why pay step aside money?
See, I don't know the time frame as far as how long.
Let me explain it.
Like he would have had to wait 2 years.
Let me explain it to you.
All right.
Vasily Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell for the WBC vacant belt that was vacated by Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia had not defended that title in a couple years. When Mikey Garcia dropped the WBC belt, and the guy that was going to be his mandatory was Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell fought Vasily Lomachenko because Vasily Lomachenko petitioned the WBC to fight for the vacant title against Luke Campbell. And the WBC said yes. Okay? Then, so Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell, and he becomes the WBC champion. Even if there was not a franchise champion, the mandatory was not due to be ordered for Vasily Lomachenko for another year because he had just fought a vacant title and he did not inherit the mandatory challenge from anyone. From the time you win the belt, you have a year. So by the time that year had taken place, they had already negotiated a fight for a unification fight for Teofimo Lopez. And the unifications trump mandatories. So even if Vasily Lomachenko had said, the WB said, okay, we are going to order Lomachenko to fight Devin Haney next, it still got trumped by Teofimo Lopez, who was the IBF champion, because unifications trump mandatories. So if he hadn't been named that, he still would have had to wait because Teofimo Lopez was the IBF champion. So no other place in boxing would somebody say that you're ducking a mandatory for fighting for a unification. And that's if they didn't have the franchise. But they did have the franchise, which means that there is no mandatory for Vasily Lomachenko. Now, there's also another situation like that at 140 pounds, which the idiot right before you, you're not an idiot, but the other guy jumped on there talking about was the WBA. That's why you see what I just put up right here. This is the same thing. This is the same thing as the franchise belt right there. The WBA Super Champion and the WBA World Champion. Please notice the WBA World Champion does not say regular. There's no regular there. This is the same championship that everybody, that lightweights have had since the beginning of the WBA in the 1960s. This.
Wait, can I add something there?
Yeah.
Didn't the WBA just recently remove that within like the last 2 years or something? Like they want to do away with the regular belts because they wanted one belt.
They have ordered consolidations on certain fights, but they've not consolidated the WBA Super and the WBA World Champion at 135. They've done, what happened was after the Mikhail Fox fight, when there was a big uproar about corruption in boxing, the ABC, the American Boxing, the Association of Boxing Commissions, which is the organization that certifies sanctioning bodies and allow them to put on fights in the United States, told the WBA that they have too many belts. So the WBA said, okay, well, we're going to start getting rid of the WBA Super Championship. But I'm going to show you something about the WBA Super Championship. The WBA Super Champion has not always been used. And there's never been a point when it's been used again in every weight class. It's always been a special designation. The WBA Super Champion is exactly like the franchise champion is. Devin Haney does not have a mandatory for the WBA Super Championship. Doesn't have it. And if he got stripped of it, that doesn't mean that somebody else, the vacant person, is going to fight for it. Give you an example. When Corrales, what's the cat's name? Corrales, Giselle Corrales was at 130 pounds. Giselle Corrales was a WBA Super Champion at 130 pounds, and he fought Alberto Machado, but he missed weight. Do you know what belt Alberto Machado got when he beat Giselle Corrales?
No, sir.
He got the WBA World Champion. He didn't get the Super Champion. They made the Super Champion vacant, and they gave the WBA World Championship to Alberto Machado, and did not give him the WBA Super designation. That is why there was all this confusion when Gervonta Davis fought for the WBA championship at 130, and he fought somebody and immediately became the WBA Super Champion, and Giselle Corrales was just the WBA World Champion at 130. There's no difference, really, no functional difference between the championship that Devin Haney holds at 130 pounds and at 135 pounds, and the one that Teofimo Lopez held for the WBC. They're literally the same thing. And Jason Torres, there is no activating a mandatory. Y'all got to read rule books, man. But anyway, go ahead.
Nah, to be honest, I don't have no rebuttal on that. I think that's a good talking point about the WBA Super and the WBC franchise. That is a good comparison. I don't know too much about it. I'm more like a hardcore casual fan. But I wanted to also give you my analogy about the conversation you had before the person you was just talking to when y'all was talking about the old school, new school stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you this. Let's say your son wanted to be a lawyer, right? Do you think he would be a better lawyer than you?
I don't know.
Because the reason why I asked that is because boxers back in the day, boxers today can look at boxers back in the day and even talk to some of the coaches and get trained from some of the coaches, and they can imply what they learned back in the day, and they can amplify what they learned today, and it'll make them a better boxer than yesteryears. And
let me answer the question like this then. I think if my daughter's going to go to law school, she'll have an easier time in school because I went to college. And I can tell her what to expect. I can tell her what to look for. I can give her the essence of what she's trying to do and what the purpose of it is to go. Right? Like if you go to law school, I could give you this perspective. I can say, look, man, it's all about rules. He said, hey, T. Orlando said attorneys are more efficient today because of technology doesn't make them better. Yeah, it's a tough analogy. It's a tough analogy. It really is. But I think that as a general sense, I don't know. I would doubt that lawyers are any better now than they ever were. But there's never really been. You got a lot of sound going on, bro. I gotta mute you. But I don't know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to do that. That comparison is hard. But I mean, yeah, I think my son and daughter may be better than I am if they work as hard and I can give them the information that they need before they get there. Right. But at a certain point in time, it is what it is. But look, thank you for you are a lot more sensical than that last dude. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Anthony Lamar, no joke. Thank you. I appreciate that, man, because that's something that is. Yeah, that last guy was definitely racist. I'll be sure to let him know when I see him. What are you talking about? Dude, I don't buy all that stuff. Let me tell you what I don't buy. I do not believe that black people are better athletes than white people. I think great athletes are great athletes, and I think a lot of those athletes work extremely, extremely hard. And that's what I think. I think that there's a lot of really great athletes, and the people that you see wind up being great athletes wind up being that because of how hard they work and how skilled they are. And I think that a lot of black basketball players are more skilled. They're more skilled and they're hungry. That's what I think. But yeah, I think that there are plenty of athletes, of white people that can be great athletes, right? Because when you start sectioning, yeah, exactly. When you start sectioning people and you start saying that they are this way because they are black, then you better understand that you are opening yourself up to them saying the same thing in other areas that you don't appreciate in it. There you go, Coach Ari. I got you. I put that link right there, Coach Ari. There you go. Real quick, though. All right, brother. Hey, upper echelon, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Fernando? What's going on? They finally left me alone and they opened up my windows so I can get some fresh air. But a couple things.
Yes, sir.
My family, we from Winchester, Kentucky. That's 20 minutes outside of Lexington, right?
Uh-huh.
They still got some of the old gyms from back in the day. So I don't know what he was talking about. Well, maybe Louisville didn't, but I know Lexington, Kentucky, they used to have all types of old gyms back in the day. They got gyms from the 20s, 30s, and 40s still up there. Hallmarks and everything. And they're not doing it as much as they used to back then because we have more options. We have more viable options. Secondly, dude was talking earlier. I just couldn't wait to get on it. When he was talking about how athletes today are better than athletes in the other days, right? First off, they just did a census poll. Right now, in the Army, Navy, and all that, the people now can't even make it through basic training right now without breaking stuff. Like, people are getting more brittle as they get older because we don't do the stuff that we used to. Back in the day, kids used to go out and play all the time, rough house and everything. They don't do that no more. They sit in there and play. And then, right, like on this, football. The same rules that they got right now in football, that shit wouldn't fly back in the day. You got Dick Lane, you got Dr. Death, all of them right there. When they used to clothesline hit, they used to hit. They wouldn't protect the receiver, none of that. Them people used to go out there and they used to put their bodies on the line. The athletes these days, the football players these days wouldn't play the way they played back then. Just like basketball, you can't hand check Jordan or Miller, none of them. You're not going to be able to stop them. See, they used to hand check in basketball. See, people think that the athletes are getting better. No, they're making more rules. They're making more rules to make the game easier for them. See, back in the days, you had to show an exuberant amount of talent because you had so many people that was coming to do that. And you had to be twice as good to get half as far. And see, people don't understand that. And like Charlie Burley and them, he was talking about the boxers. Charlie Burley, and it was 8 of them in the murderers row. They used to have to fight each other because didn't nobody else want to fight them. That man was 87-15, I think. Sugar Ray Robinson ducked him for a while. He would not give that man a title shot. And see, them people used to fight each other 15 rounds. Like in a month. They can fight again. They didn't have to take 6-month breaks, 3-month breaks. So comparing the old days to the new days, you can't really do that because the old days was a lot rougher. You remember how Ronnie Lott used to take a person out on the field at water? Remember how they used to come across that field? They can't do that now. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Could you imagine Dick Lane from the Purple Peter Eaters catching one of them receivers coming across with that clothesline? That's what I'm saying. You can't compare it like that. Just like in the NBA, it's so delicate now. Like you get 4 steps, you get touch, it's a foul. They would have got destroyed in Jordan, Tim Hardaway, AI days. Could you imagine anybody trying to stick Allen Iverson without being able to hand check him, without being able to push him off like that? No, you can't. So you can't really compare the generations because they make it easier for the newer kids. And plus, they get injured too much now. Athletes these days are a lot more brittle. Ken Norton broke Muhammad Ali's jaw and they still fought. You think a fighter in there fighting with, they not fighting like that. They fighting with broken fingers. They fighting with broken jaws. Everything. People were tough back then because you had to do it. You wasn't getting millions of dollars. You know, this is your bread and butter. This is your way to eat. So you had to put it in. It's boxers that was going out there fighting 15-round fights and then going to the butcher shop the next day. So yeah, people got to realize you can't compare the old to the new days because they're a lot more advanced now, but that don't mean they suffer. Because I take the Chicago Bears defense and the Chicago 85 Bears and put them down against any of these new teams and let them power it out. It's going to be problems. Or the Raiders, the old Raiders defense. They're not going to do it. Them boys going to jam them and they're going to hurt people. And they're going to hurt them. That's why they had to stop it because football, like I'm saying, football was so dangerous because them boys was killing stuff, especially in the 80s and 90s. That's when they brought out all these rules. When Freeman caught that pass across the middle and they laid his ass out, that's when they started changing everything. But yeah, that's it on the pass though. But what I was saying though, I think Josh Taylor about to stop Teofimo. This is about to be it for Teofimo. I went back and looked at the Ramirez fight. I looked at the Regis Prograis fight. And I seen the way Josh Taylor sat there and was in the dugout with Regis Prograis. And he was taking everything Regis was giving. You know, his eye looked like a cartoon character. Teofimo, I don't think his power carry up enough to do anything to Josh. Because Josh took everything that Regis could give him. And I don't think Teo is a bigger punch as Regis. So, and him and his dad, I don't know what they got going on. They live in a different world right now. What you think about it?
I mean, look, man, I think Teofimo, I got, let me get the couple super chats, man. A couple things, man, for supporting, bro. Coach Airy in the building. Thank you, sis. He said, drop the link in the chat, please. I got you. I put that link right there. Want to talk boxing? Click the link. Yeah, click the link. Click the link. I can talk boxing with you. I trust me, I can talk boxing. And my guy, Cal Cooler with the big $50 holler said, forgiving MF and facts, bro. Yeah, dude, don't steal from, man, look, man, I'm a big believer in this. Don't make arguments that are going to put you in a worse position because you win the argument. You know what I mean? Like, don't put yourself don't make arguments that if you win the argument, you're going to lose.
Exactly.
That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. If you say, hey, shout out to my guy, Richard Paris, in that PayPal, said, hey, let's not confuse natural abilities and athleticism with the availability of great training, nutrition, and overall conditioning when comparing modern to conventional greats. But from back then, they had modern tools available. Now they would all be unstoppable. Yeah, man, if guys had to fight, if they had to fight, they had to fight back then. Now these dudes just have to go about it differently. Just like dude, evolution does not work in 60 years. Like, people keep pointing to evolution, and when you point to evolution, it tells me, first of all, you don't really understand what evolution is. Evolution takes place. It's natural selection. It takes place over centuries. And guess what? Some things you get taken away from you that you don't need.
Exactly.
It's not an ever growing, you just get better and better and better no matter what. That's called the myth of progress. Just because times have moved forward doesn't mean everything's gotten better. If you are a kid, and say, for example, when we were kids, we didn't have to, even right now, literally what the man said was, hey, upper echelon, I gotta let you pop because I got.
All right, did you get that cash out?
I do. I see that. Oh, that was you right there. That's why I was about to do it. And Dean, but go ahead, finish what you're gonna say. Then I'll cook the rest of mine.
Oh no, that's good, bro. That's good. I'm about to sit here and watch these birds out the window, man. And,
all right, that's what's up, man. Hey, get well soon, upper echelon.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting well at spots, and then it just, I had see what had happened, right? See, because a lot of people don't know what happened. Like in January, me and my family, we opened up another business and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And when my wife was up there, and she was getting the money out, and some people thought they were gonna come in there and take something that didn't belong to them, and I got hit like 8 times. So got the whole back of my leg got blown off and everything. So I had to get blood transfusions and everything to get situated. And then last month, as it was healing, it got complications and blood poisoning. So I had to go back in. That's why I'm in here now.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I mean, they didn't.
Rough.
I mean, I saved my family though, and they didn't get shit.
Hey,
but that's the way it is now. People taking shit that don't belong to them.
Yeah, they will.
But they ain't gonna do that shit to nobody else. But y'all have a good one. Shalom.
All right, bro.
That's there, everybody, man.
All right, man. You take care, brother. Thank you, man. Sorry to hear that, man. That happened. Bro.
Okay.
All right, man. Get back. Yeah, that's serious business right there. Deem knows better. Say, hey, thank you. Hey, Fanon, Deem knows better. Said, Fanon, thank you, everybody in the chat. Y'all some real ones. Hey, man, thank you for that support, bro. Man said, not today. What is that? That man said, not today. Nah, man, apparently. And my guy, upper echelon, back in it with the $5 holler, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. Thank you, man. God dog, man. Man, that's tough, man. I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm glad you're here. Glad you, and honestly, man, I'm glad it ain't something. I'm glad it ain't something that's like, glad that it ain't something like, like I was worried about like cancer or something like that, man. Something that could be terminal, something. This is something you can recover from. So, hey, man, you in my heart, man. But look, man, like I was saying, man, don't make arguments that you don't want to win. Think about the things that you say. If you believe that black people are just naturally better athletes, and you say that, do you know what that opens you up to? Think about it. In order for black athletes to be better naturally athletes than white people, that means that there are things that races of people are better at, that one race is better at than another race. Isn't that true? Don't those things both have to be true? If you say blacks are naturally better athletes, they're stronger, they're faster, they jump higher, then would it be unreasonable for somebody that was Japanese to say black people are naturally dumber than Japanese people are? It's natural. There's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing that a young European kid can do to become as athletic as a black person is with the same effort. If you believe that to be true, then what is wrong with somebody that says it's Jewish? Saying, well, we're just naturally better accountants than you because we're just better with numbers. Or somebody else to say, hey, we're just naturally more trustworthy than you are. We're just naturally more morally inclined than you are. Because that's what we display on a daily basis and you don't. So when I'm telling you I don't subscribe to that, I know that there are people that are more athletic. There are definitely families of people that are more athletic. Like you'll have a kid, his daddy was fast, he's fast, his great granddaddy was fast because they are fast. That group of people. Barry Sanders was fast, his daddy was fast, his daddy's daddy was fast. That's that line of family. That's genetics related to those individual people. But I know a bunch of black people that cannot run, can't throw a basketball, can't do none of that. What happened to them? What about the examples of all of the millions of black people that are nowhere near as athletic as some of the white people in the NBA or in soccer? What about them? Is it because they're just failures and they just didn't work hard enough? They could have. No, it's not all that. I'll see you 1 second, Chris Trucker. And Terry Shrew said, upper echelon, I want to send you some support. Drop your info. Thank you, brother. We'll get it to him. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What's going on, Chris Trucker in the building? What's happening with you, sir?
What's up, Fanon, man? Sometimes, man, you be taking the words right out of my mouth, man, when you talk about certain things. Like just to, briefly talk about the race piece. A lot of people, when they make arguments like we was talking before, they don't understand that they're making a rule. And when you make a rule, when you're arguing with somebody and you make a rule, right? In order for your argument to be strong, that rule will have to apply everywhere. Every time we make a point, we got to be able to apply that rule. So when you make the rule that somebody is better because of their race, you can't, okay, so now when they say, okay, well, according to your rule, that means white people are smarter than black people then. According to the rule you made, right? Now you got to backtrack your argument like, oh, no. Actually, you got to start talking about the black people being deprived of opportunities and blah, blah, blah. But your rule was, it's the race. Their race is the reason why. Such and such and such and such. Your rule was, these people scientifically, you said it's scientifically proven, such and such, these people of this race is such and such and such and such. Then when somebody say, well, according to your rule, then these people are better than your people in this. Now you want to backtrack. Well, you got to backtrack because your argument was weak. Because you made a rule that doesn't apply everywhere. You set a rule that doesn't apply everywhere. And let's take that to boxing. When you make a rule, Devin Haney fans, when you make a rule that just because somebody calls somebody out and they don't fight that person, they're a duck. You can't switch that when your guy does the same thing. You made a rule.
I'm just putting up there because I'm trying to remember Hunter Young. No, they are. Your intelligence is physical, homie. It is definitely inherited, just like your height. It's inheritable. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to keep. You don't have to address that one. Go ahead, man.
Right. So when you make a rule like that, your argument. That's why y'all look like hypocrites, because now y'all backtracking because y'all boy not fighting the people that they were calling out and the people that said let's fight next. Because the last time I checked, Tank said, when I get done with these two, I want Devin Haney. Me and Devin Haney can fight. He said that in an interview. Me and Devin Haney can fight. And now it don't look like we're gonna get a Tank and versus Devin Haney. And his fans are cool with that. Y'all cool with that. You get what I'm saying? The same way y'all cool with saying Tank don't got a real title. And y'all cool with, always bringing up that his belt is secondary according to the WBA rules. But y'all ain't say nothing when Haney got a belt gifted to him. It was cool for Haney to get a belt without fighting, too. It was cool, too. Y'all ain't had nothing to say about Haney getting a belt gifted to him without fighting. Nobody ever brings that up from their side. But they want to bring up a belt that Tank actually fought and won and beat somebody for. You get what I'm saying? That Tank
Mhm.
earned in the ring. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of hypocrisy, man. It's a lot of hypocrisy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of hypocrisy. I wanted to I was messing with you in the comments about the old school fighters versus the new school fighters, right? So my stance on it is like this. Okay. So my thing is this: a lot of people don't know the difference between the reason why a lot of these guys think that new fighters can beat older fighters when they look at like older fights, like you was mentioning, like how they used to fight back then and versus how they fight now. They looking at the difference in skill set, but the difference in skill set or your skill set doesn't determine your level as a fighter. It doesn't determine the level that you're on. You get what I'm saying? As a fighter, like for example, me. I live during this time and era, so my skill set is going to resemble more of the people of my era, right or wrong, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
But just because I look different when I fight doesn't mean I can beat that guys in the 1940s that are at my same weight class because they're on a different level as fighters. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
You can be on a lower level of a fighter even though you look fancier or you look more updated. You can be, you know what I'm saying? Like we were saying, Jordan would kill a lot of the guys that play today. Like you got guys that they look different, their skill set is different, but they ain't on MJ level. As a player, they don't have the grit, they don't have the toughness. So y'all forget about the toughness, y'all forget about the grit. That's all a part of the sport. It's more than just popping jabs and punching, really. It's more than just punching. You got to be able to take a beating. You got to be able to take a beating. That's what makes this Errol Spence turns Bud Crawford fight so interesting to me because it's like I'm still on the fence. I can't really pick a solid guy to win because I'm like, okay, just to make an analogy, right? Okay, so Bud is the guy with more weapons, right? He got more weapons, but Errol Spence, the one weapon or the two weapons that he had, he's very, very strong in it. He's stronger than, say, for example, if you look at Bud weapon arsenal, you look at Spence arsenal, Bud got more in his arsenal. But Earl got a bigger gun than all the guns that Bud got in his arsenal. So it's like it's hard to pick because it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to pick because it's like Earl is tough as nails. But Bud can do a lot in the ring. So at the end of the day, man, like I can't pick. Yeah, it's like it's hard for me to pick, like, man, because Bud got power, but Bud, of course, Bud can knock you out. He can stop you. But Earl can stop you too. Earl can beat you up and wear you down.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
You know hey man, I gotta keep it pushing, man. I ain't got too much work on.
I'll talk to you all day. If you don't,
no, man, I appreciate it, brother. That's why I try to give you 10 minutes, and
you don't give me a 10. Look, you don't give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 cut. I'll talk to you all day from now.
Nah, it's all good, man. I appreciate you. I like how you think, man. I like how you think. All right, brother. Come back again, Truck. Come back again, Curtis.
All right, peace.
All right, young man, peace. Yeah, I want to make sure I got to this Cash App. My back said we ain't even a racist people. Actually, everyone love us. Look, man. Hey, dude. Hey, yeah, y'all can click the link. We got some more. We got time. We've been doing a lot of. We've been having more people willing to do that. Thank you, Terry Schmoo. Thank you for that support, brother. Really does means a lot. It means a lot, man. Yeah. You know what that means? Hold on one second. That means this, man. I know the deal. Hold on one second. I hope this dude he times it too late. Come on, man. You gotta get this shit up a little. Hold on one second, man. Trolls pay a fee like a. Oh man, please. Rollo's the biggest troll I've ever seen in my life, dog. You just out here lying, Rollo. Rollo just out there lying, talking about he saw it. It says the WBA regular champ. I can't believe you just told that story, Rollo. I got it. I got it on my page. I got it. I just saw where they said it, but I can't find it on. There ain't no. You didn't see it because there ain't nowhere. You ain't. Yeah, there's 9,000 gyms in. There's now, man. In the 80s, there was only one gym. Now there's like 400 in Louisville. Yeah, sure, brother. Sure, there are. Hey, Cherry collecting his bread. Pay up apprentices. What is that? Spence bigger caliber rounds in larger clips. One around drums. Look, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. I watch Terence Crawford's a hell of a fighter, man. He really can fight, dog. He can really fight. If a guy don't have a jab, you're dead. You know, like if you can't, guys with jabs, the jabs work. He has a harder time with guys with jabs and guys that don't have jabs, that where he can sit on the outside and try to run. And he can just try to run. Bud has an SK. Spence has an AR with a 100-round drum. Fanag, he got troll apprentices. Oh, you're funny. Hey. Click the link though, man. I don't mind, dog. I got time. We still got time. It's good conversations. I enjoy the conversations. I definitely enjoy the conversation, man. Just don't come up here lying, man. Okay? Just don't come up here lying. That's my only thing. Don't come up making up facts to make your argument look good, man. Okay? Boxing gyms, 20 boxing gyms in Louisville, Kentucky. But let me see. And I can run all 20 of them off on you. Maybe there are, but guess what you can always do? Oh man, there may be 20. Let me see. Nah, boxing gyms that specifically say boxing. You have Core Combat Sports, Made Fitness. One, they may have it 1, 2, 3. No, that's Muay Thai. No, 1, 2, 3. That's 2. That's the same one. 2. Real Fighters is Muay Thai, so that's 2. 3. No, 3. 4. 5. 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them that are strictly boxing. The other ones are MMA. MMA and Muay Thai. MMA and Muay Thai. The other, I see like 5 that said that they were boxers and that they were boxing gyms. 5. Does Title Fitness? No, Title Fitness does not count. Boxing gyms with trainers in them. He said the scientist said it, Ninja. Look, man, I don't even want to get on all that. Race is not a scientific fact. I saw what you said, Hunter. Yeah, race is not a scientific fact. Scientifically speaking, there is only one race of people, and that's humans. That's it. There's no black genetic. There is no race isn't a scientific fact. So how can the superiority of race be a scientific fact? I saw what you said. Race is not a scientific fact. You said athletics is genetic. Yeah, athletics is genetic. Athletics is definitely genetic. Who doesn't know that? If you have 2 very, very athletic parents, you got a likelihood of being able to have some kids that have the same potential. You know? That's all right. These guys gonna keep putting that money on them. Man, we all just people. The sooner we realize it, the better off we will be. Exactly. Like, man, you want to get rid of that concept. You don't want to double down on it. You want to get rid of it. The concept of it. No, we're not a different species. That's polymalignage language. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Just all I'm saying is pseudo facts from the peanut gallery. Rod Walker says pseudo facts from the peanut gallery. I mean, look, man, it is what it is, man. People say a lot of stuff. How can you be two races of people at the same time? I want to know how that can be how that can even happen. If race is a distinct group, then what are people that have parents of different races? And then what are you if you've got two parents of different races? Like, for real, like you've got two parents, both of them are mixed, right? Like my kids, my mother, my wife, we both got 4 all black grandparents. What are my kids? Because I have mixed genetics. My wife definitely got mixed genetics. So my kids got mixed genetics. What are they? Man, they like mixed up breeds. Man, please, they Negro. What they are is Black Americans, and it is a social group. It is definitely not purely genetic. Yeah, mutt. There you go. Well, hey, shout out to all the mutts in the building. Like I said, man, don't call me no racist because I don't believe in the concept. Race is racism. The belief in the superiority, the inferiority of races, that is racism right there. So if you believe that white people are genetically inferior, then you are engaging in racism. Not hard to get. Not hard to understand. Anyway, exactly, they're social constructs. But anyway, man, somebody jump on and talk boxing with me, man. I don't want to talk about this stuff. Hey, D1 said nobody knows about the top-ranked fight until an hour before it pops off. They're terrible. Yeah, pretty much, bro. They're not necessarily the best, man. He said, I hate it. Yeah, it is what it is, dog. Look, I'm just saying, leave me alone. Y'all got to leave me alone with all of that stuff. Yeah, you guys got to leave me alone with all of that stuff. I don't believe it. Trust me, I don't look at white basketball teams and think, oh, these guys are not going to be able to play. I wait till the game starts and then I see. And guess what? Most times they can. And there's almost always one of them that can really jump and can really run. But if you take all of the talented black kids out of one neighborhood and stick them out all on the same team, yeah, dog, you're going to see some cats running. If the WBA belt, regular belt is so-called non-belt, why does Tank have mandatory fights and the super champ doesn't? Dog, that's exact because it is. It is it's the same thing as the belt Devin Haney has for the WBC. Functionally, there's no different. He said at the end of the day, if your heart ain't right, your skin color won't done. No, it does not make up for it at all. Will not make up for it at all. Not a lick. Not a lick. And you're going to be sorely disappointed too. I'm telling you, people that think black people are dumb are always very, very, very disappointed when they run into me. And they always got to find a reason to be like, oh, well, you were educated by them. Dog, let me tell you something. My mama's smarter than you. So is my daddy. Both of them are. Genetically, I didn't get 40-inch hops. Genetically, oh yeah, I got 64-inch intellectual hops. Believe it. My shit goes way up there. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And that ain't got nothing. He said, Fernando, did you see the Errol video with the Texas song playing? Nah, man, I ain't been watching. honestly, man, I want to see. The fight is what it is, man. You know, Rick Tim said, I'm just waiting for the fight. I got Taylor in the fight, man. I got Taylor. Dude, I'm telling you, that's why I don't see all this variation in Terence Crawford. I do not see all this variation that people keep talking about out of Terence Crawford. I see the basic thing, same thing taking place over and over again. His fights are all very similar. He does the same thing. I don't get seriously, I don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong. He's got all the skills he needs. And what he's done, he does well. But dog, he's not doing it's not like every fight that you see is a different fight. People keep saying, well, he can fight orthodox, he can fight southpaw. Yeah, but he fights southpaw 99% of the time. I don't know how good he's in an orthodox, honestly. You don't see him in orthodox very much at all. Love the comparison Spence gave. I'm the Tim Duncan of this, and Kevin is Garnett. Well, she... Say, look, bro, I'm just coming out there and doing what I got to do to beat you up. I'm not playing around with a lot of stuff. Is Shakur a converted southpaw? I have no idea. I think he is. I think he is a converted southpaw. I've heard that he is. Incel said, Devin is the undisputed champion. The word Tank does not have the same belt. Tank has not fought the same competition that Devin has fought. Yeah, he fought better competition. Gervonta's fought better competition than Devin has. Nah, you're not going to see anything different, Tim. I'm not going to see anything different. I'm going to see a jab. I'm going to see him throw it a jab out there. And he's going to try to throw punches at his high guard. When Errol Spence Jr. tries to counter him, he's going to try to take a quick step back, throw a left hook, throw a lead left hook. You know what I mean? Throw a lead left hook or an uppercut. And he's going to try to run a combination. He's going to either, what is that? He's either going to throw a... Did the numbers stay the same if you're a southpaw versus an orthodox? But if it, what is that, a 2-1-3? Was that right? Is that a... Yeah, a 2-4-5. Is that a 2-4-5? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's going to throw that going back. As a guy tries to close the distance, he's going to go throw it going back. He's going to throw it throwing forward. He's going to shift to the left. He's going to shift to the right. But those same three combinations, he's going to try to run those combinations off on him. And he's going to throw it in between his shots and try to be the last one to land one. That's what he does. That's what it looks like to me. That's what he's done in every fight I've seen. If you can tell me a fight where he's fought that he didn't do that, he's going to tie you up on the rope, swivel back, and get space. He's not going to stay close. He is his absolute work. He's in middle range. He's going to try to stay right there, right at the edge of range and right inside of range. That's what he's going to do. If you get anywhere near close to him, he's going to try to tie you up, spin you, tie you off, and push you off. He does not fight at close range. He doesn't fight well at close range. He doesn't fight well. That's not what he's looking to do. So Errol is going to come behind the jab. He's going to try to come over the top of the jab. He's going to try to hit Errol with a 3-piece combination or maybe a 4-piece combination. The second or the third or the first one landing. And then he's going to try to get back and get space again. And the question is Errol going to be able to hit him with a jab at range? If Errol can keep him at range, if Errol can keep him, can connect with his jab at range, that's going to cause problems for Terence Crawford, especially if Errol can come with a straight right after it. And then he's going to try to counter the straight right with a hook. So he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to dip, and then Terence is going to come with an uppercut. So Errol's going to have to be able to slide and slip off that uppercut too. And then after that uppercut, he's going to be able to hit that or keep his position and not allow himself to get pushed out. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. And I see this with Terence Crawford every time that he's fought. And I've watched his fights. He also has a very good, he's also going to try to hit the southpaw with a straight right hand. Just straight down the middle right hand. We'll see, though. We'll see. But, I mean, there's like with anybody, there's a finite number of things that you're going to be able to do. And some things, if Errol takes away, I'm not sure how you take away the combination punching. Probably the jab to the body and keep him guessing between the jab to the body and jab to the head. Terence Crawford has good range. He can throw shots in range. He's got a slight reach advantage. I don't know how much of a reach advantage, though, that he really truly has. East May said, what were you watching? Dude, click the link, bro. I'm watching every fight that he's had. I'm watching every fight that he's had. There's a finite number of things that you can do in a boxing match, bro. He's not inventing a new punch. He's not coming up with a bolo punch. Oh, I didn't see that bolo punch coming. Resetting him with the jab. Yeah. Well, I mean, Terence doesn't have a really sharp jab. It's almost a jab he's baiting you for you to, you're trying to counter his jab and he's going to try to counter you. He's trying to counter you, your counter. He's trying to counter your counter on the jab. And he uses his length because he's tall, he's long. So he uses his jab to try to catch you, if he throws a jab and you countered, he's coming to counter your jab. Yeah, he's looking for you to counter his jab so he can counter your counter. That's what he's doing. He's looking for you to counter his jab. If Errol takes lead on the jab, Terence is going to try to counter the jab. I'm telling you, man, it's boxing's not that it's not that complicated. Some of it is going to be physical. Like a lot of the stuff that Terence Crawford is able to do is because he's athletic. His chin is up in the air. He's allowed to get like with Felix, what's his name? Felix Diaz. He was allowed to do more because, his head is out there. His head is there and exposed, but because he's got quick reflexes, and long arms, it's hard to get to his chin. But cats get to his chin, but he's rolling off and he's doing this. But if Errol can cleanly hit his chin, if he can clearly hit his chin with a jab, and he can get through enough, and when that long, and Terence can't pull back here, if Terence can't just pull back just a little bit to get out of the way of it, and it lands, then that jab is going to be effective. He jabs to your body, you can't pull away from a jab to your chest. Dude, it's going to be, there are a number of things that you can do in a boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? It is at a certain point in time, there's only so many moves you can make in chess. Your pieces there's a finite number of pieces. There's a finite number of moves each one of those pieces can make. And the question is who's going to be able to move what piece, set up what piece on the chessboard and get them to do what? But there's a finite number of things that you can do. And by finite, I mean limited. There's a limited number of things that you can do. 74 for Crawford, 72 for Spence. It's not that big of it. Yeah, and Errol's got a height advantage, which can make up for it. And Errol may stand a little taller. Deem knows I said all facts, Fanon, all facts. There's a finite number of things that you can do in a boxing ring. And people will figure you out. And styles make fights. What style works with somebody that is a counterpuncher? Somebody that is excellent at countering counterpunchers and taking the lead, right? And I'm telling you, Terence does not like infighting. Doesn't like infighting. I've yet to see him do it. He will rough you up though, and then at a certain point in time, he's gonna step at you. At a certain point in time, he's going to start coming forward. He does that every fight too. At a point in time, for stints, he'll start coming forward. But he didn't like fighting off the ropes and would not engage in Felix Diaz. Because Felix Diaz was getting in a lot of good work on the inside. So he stopped engaging. Like, nah, I'm not fighting you there. If Felix Diaz has long enough of a jab to reach him, though, if he has the ability to reach him with a jab, then that can be something totally different where he's going to have to get Terence Crawford has to kind of come in and close the distance. So, Terence is not a one-punch knockout guy. You guys can hit the brakes on that because I've seen that dude get hit. I've seen Terence Crawford hit guys a lot of times with clean punches and they didn't go anywhere. 3-punch combinations and they didn't go anywhere. So, nah, dude, the overwhelming one punch is going to spark Errol. I don't see that, dog. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Devin arguably lost to a 35-year-old Loma who it's different when you're in front of a fighter, especially one that's tough and can take a shot. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're going to have to see the fight. I think the big thing for Errol is that jab and the pace. I think it's that jab. The jab and that straight left. The jab and the straight left. Think those are big things for him and his ability to defend the counter shot. If Errol Spence can effectively defend those counter shots, then Terence doesn't have a shot. Let me put it this. If Terence Crawford, if Errol Spence Jr. can effectively limit and deal with the counter shots from Terence Crawford, then Terence can't win that fight. Terence Crawford needs to be able to make Errol pay for anything that he does. That's what I think. That's what I see. But, it is what it is. It's going to be a good fight, man, and I'm glad we're getting it. It's going to be good, and I'm glad we're getting it. He didn't have any problem with taller guys' reaches that I can see. Errol didn't have a problem with. Well, Chris Van Heerden is clearly not. I got to go back and look to see what Terence does with guys with good jabs, with long jabs, and that is actually that's not even tough to do. It's right here. Hold on. That's Crawford and Postal. And thank you to everybody that supported on Cash App Thursdays, man. Thank you guys for your support. It absolutely positively means a ton. Give me 1 second, man. Let me look at this real fast. My guy, yes. Hey, my guy. Hey, my guy, Stone Alone said, damn, that white guy can dunk. Hey, you know the deal. Yeah, he pulls straight back from the jab. Postal. Yeah, kind of ugly on the inside. Straight left. Counter with a hook over the jab. Let me see how many times he waits for Postol to throw a punch. He's waiting for Postol to throw a punch. Moving, waiting for, not taking the lead. Yeah, there you go. He waits for, he punches, counter. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ooh, them hooks was landing from Postol, dog. You can't let Errol do that, dog. Yeah, so he's counter punching the longer guy with the jab. And coming over to jab with a hook again. Let me throw the jab. Ties him up, moves off. Yeah, hook over the jab. Hook over the jab again. Walks forward when he moves back. Yeah, now he feel like he hurt him. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Good fight. Good fighter. Really, really good fighter, man. Maybe so far, Barrio said, I see Errol baiting Bud with a jab for strong hooks to the body. Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be interesting, man. See how that goes. Hey, man, what's going on? Wally Scott Bay in the building. My guy. Thank you, brother. Much love, brother. Thank you, Wally. Hey, man, shout out to you over on Twitter, brother. You know I love your stuff over there on Twitter, brother. Thank you, man. Big time support, man. Thank you for that support, bro. Anyway, hit the link, though. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, Wally. I just saw that, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you more than you know. Lomachenko, I'm a Hall of Famer amateur. He's a Hall of Fame pro. Man, you don't think, dude, if you did not know, hey, man, thank you, Wally. I love your stuff on Twitter, man. Look, if you did not know, Lomachenko is a world-class fighter, man. Will y'all stop acting like he's not? Just admit that Devin Haney is a clout chaser and doesn't want anything to do with Tank, and we'll let him slide and sell. Hey, man, dog, he don't need he shouldn't want Tank. He ain't gonna win that fight, bro. I'm telling you right now, dog. That's an ugly situation right there, dude. Are we supposed to believe that this dude Budrick is gonna do better at 35, 36 than he was at 29, 30? Look, man, I don't think so. It depends on how much moving he's doing. Like, if he just moves around, nah, dog, he's not in that. No, he doesn't look that light on his feet anymore, and he's going to lose a decision if he just runs. He's going to, and plus, that's not what he's going to do. He's going to throw whenever Errol throws. When Errol Spence Jr. steps to him, Terence Crawford is going to throw shots. Whether Loma is a world-class fighter is different than whether he's a Hall of Fame career. Yeah, does have a Hall of Fame career. Watch him go to the Hall of Fame. Watch it. New Black Wall Street. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? What do I mean by what? He's a Hall of Fame level fighter. Nah, Devin need to fight Tank. Tank is the greatest. Well, that's bad. Boy Goffey. Dude, you're talking crazy, New Black Wall Street. What do you want to say, man? No kiddie games, please. No kiddie games, please. Yeah. Alexander Usyk is going too. Does he have 18 wins? What's Alexander Usyk at? Dude, he's going to the Hall of Fame, man. He is. He's unified champion at 135 pounds. He was a champion at 140 pounds. 130 pounds, a champion at 126 pounds. What do you want me to say? The man is going to the Hall of Fame. Tim Bradley is going to the Hall of Fame. Tim Bradley's going, so is Lomachenko. They're not going to hold it against Lomachenko that he didn't take 15 tune-up fights, take 15 developmental fights before he jumped in there, okay? I'm just telling you he's going. Whether or not you believe he belongs there or not, that's not for me to speak. You know what I mean? That's not for me to speak on. I'm just telling you he's going. I'm speaking as a prediction. He's going. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the people that vote for that distinction are going to vote for him. You better believe it. If you waiting for him not to get elected, okay. Then you might as well be waiting for Bill Gates to get his house foreclosed. Ain't going to happen, dog. All right? You might as well be waiting. You might as well be waiting. Dude, why are you sending me notes? First of all, dude, JWP, you had me on the ropes earlier. Yeah, on the ropes. You don't know boxing. Stop talking. Okay? You can jump on. Here's the link. Here's the problem. You don't know enough about boxing to make your point. You do not know enough about boxing to make your point. Even if you are right, you couldn't make your point because you don't know enough. Okay? And you're not going to figure it out in a half an hour Google search. It's not, you don't have enough time. Okay? Don't have enough time. And don't be like Rollo and jump up here and start lying. Jump out here and start lying and making stuff up. I went to the WBA regular fight and it said Gervonta Davis, the WBA regular champion. I say, no, it does not say that. Yes, it does. You're lying. See, why are you out here lying? And then I pull up the WBA website, this one right here, Rollo, and show you WBA world champion. There's nowhere on there does that say regular. Nowhere on there does that say regular. You do not know enough about the sport to get in a conversation with me. Okay? You don't have enough time. Now watch this. If certain people got on the chat and they made a point, you know what I would say? Hey man, I'd stop talking. Okay? I would stop talking. I would say, look, who could say it? Say, for example, Eddie Futch was able to like reincarnate himself and come on the channel and start talking about fighters that he saw fight and said, oh no. You get the point. You get the point. You get the point. You get the point. I know you get the point. But Ja, I put that link in there just for you and it will be the last one, trust me, that you're going to get. You do, if somebody blocked you, they didn't have to, but even with the link, you can't. Man, you had me on the ropes because I just didn't know. Yeah, exactly. So stay on the ropes. Stay there because you're going to get put right back on the ropes. And do you know why you're going to get put back on them ropes? Because there's a finite number of things that you can say to me. And I already know how I'm going to get you. Before you ever press the button, I know exactly how I'm going to get you. Before you even jump on. Oh, him? Okay, I got this for you. I am going to establish that you don't know what you're talking about in boxing at all. So if I can establish that you know nothing about boxing at all, then anything that you say after that has to be taken with a grain of salt at most. So what did I do? I asked you a question about something you said. You say the boxers in the 80s and 90s, no fighter in the 1920s could compete. So I asked you to name 5 fighters in the 1920s. Was that me being unfair to you? No, it was not. Because you said You said that no fighters in the 1920s could compete with these fighters. So in order for you to prove that point, you have to know some 1920s fighters. Don't you? Don't you? And then I may even say heavyweights. And then I may say, well, who are the champions? You don't know. You don't know. So how can you talk? You can't right away. Now, me, on the other hand, I said that fighters earlier were better fighters. And I based that on the fact, on basically anecdotal evidence, but we're talking about opinion here. I can support my opinion based on the fact that there were more of them. There were more of them. They fought more often. There were more gyms. There you go. The fact that coaches say, no, the old school fighters were better. You tell me one fighter right now that is better than Pernell Whitaker in the 1990s. Right now. Give me a name of a fighter better. Right now. Right now. Give me a fighter better at lightweight than Pernell Whitaker was in the 1990s, which is 30 years ago. By the way, 30 years ago. Give me one. Give me a welterweight that you believe is better than Sugar Ray Leonard was in 1982. That, my friends, was 40 years ago. Spence won. Give me some others. Haney, you're lying to you, Orlando. That was 40 years ago. Now watch me do a trick for you. 40 years, there's not a better welterweight on the planet right now that you can say, you can say without it being contested. Is better than Sugar Ray Leonard. First of all, Floyd Mayweather Jr. does not fight right now. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is retired. You cannot name one welter. First of all, you're tripping. That man will kill him. One. So, one, you say maybe better than him. And I don't believe you. Khan was fast, but speed kills. Let me tell you, there ain't none. 40 years, you cannot name 2 or 3 welterweights that you know are better than Sugar Ray Leonard. And then I'll bring in, okay, what about Tommy Hearns? What about Tommy Hearns? Who is the middleweight right now that is better than Bernard Hopkins was? Who's the middleweight right now that is better than Marvelous Marvin Hagler? Give me the name of the welterweight, the middleweight right now that is better than Marvelous Marvin Hagler was in 1980. Get my point. Because that was 42 years ago. Now, watch this. What was 42 years before 1980? What was 42 years before that? Look, I could say I don't know of any. Yeah, it's 1940. So if there's not a better middleweight in the last 40 years than Marvelous Marvin Hagler, because there ain't none now, then why couldn't there not have been one in 40 years before that? GGG would box circles around Leonard, exactly. You see what I'm saying? If it's true for Marvin Hagler, why couldn't it be true for somebody before him? There's not been another maybe one Marvin Hagler, 2 Marvin Haglers tops since 1980. What if there's somebody significantly better than him 40 years before that? You've yet to see another Ali. You've not seen anybody as good as Ali in the 1960s. All you can say is that he's taller. That's it. All you can point to about there being somebody better is that they're taller. That's it. And they're only 2 inches taller at that. Because they're 2 inches taller than him. That's the whole argument. Well, Tyson Fury's 3 inches taller than him. Because he's 3 inches taller. And he's heavier. That doesn't apply for any other weight class. Every other weight class in boxing, everybody is the same weight, same height, same all of that. But you know, exactly 1938. So if it's possible that Marvin Hagler is the best welterweight, is the best middleweight in the last 40 years, and nobody's been better than him, then why couldn't that be the case for somebody 40 years before him? There may not be a bit better middleweight than Marvin Hagler in the next 40 years. But you know what? People say, oh, no, that was so long ago, he couldn't be as good because it's just too long ago. Come on, man. Wait till 20 more years pass, man. Wait till you hear what they say about Floyd Mayweather and how Floyd Mayweather could never touch. I think Roy was the best middleweight. Roy fought in middleweight for like a second. Roy is more of a light heavyweight, a traditional light heavyweight. And you can give me Bob Foster over him any day. Give me Bob Foster over Roy. Give me Bob Foster over Roy. Bob Foster's going to put Roy to sleep. He's going to turn all that shit off. Give me the sheriff over Roy Jones Jr. 175. And he ain't fought, and when did he fight? In the early 70s. Give me Bob Foster, bro. Give me Bob Foster over him. And middleweight, give me Sugar Ray Leonard. Give me Sugar Ray Robinson. Give me Sugar Ray Robinson at middleweight over Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Even though Marvelous Marvin Hagler is most definitely like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're going to say it about Gerard. That's what you always say, because there's this called a myth of progress. It's the myth of progress. Hey, man, look, dude, I try to cut with my son when he listens to me. I try to cut through a lot of this new age stuff, bro. Okay? All of that pronoun stuff, brother, call yourself a man. Just call yourself a man. Don't pay attention to none of that stuff. And I don't care how pretty they think you are. Go walk and talk to the girl that you like. And keep your presence to yourself. Because fundamentals are fundamentals. We've not grown new arms. Our legs ain't no longer. You know what I'm saying? We're not. Your mind works the same way that it has always worked. Prime Ali would whip every heavyweight today. Dude, Muhammad Ali would beat Anthony Joshua so bad, it would be ridiculous. And it would be very, very, very tough for Deontay Wilder to beat him. Because Deontay Wilder actually has to land that. And Ali could definitely take one punch away from you. No right hand for you, sir. No right hand. Take this jab. No right hand. Let me get up inside you, hold you, pin you, push you back, take a couple jabs, get away from that right hand. Get away from that right hand. Dip down, jab you. It'd have to go 12, 15 rounds. But he got to stay away from that. That's tough on him, man. And 15 rounds for fat Tyson Fury with no juice, he can get knocked out. Ali may knock him out. He's way faster than him. He may just knock him out. He may step inside of his jam, boom, 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 bip, bip, bop. And your ass laid out because you ain't got a chin. The man is still 220 pounds with very fast hands. That's more than strong enough to knock somebody out. Any weight. A man that is 220 pounds and hits you flush on your jaw the right way and knows how to punch, dude, can knock you out. You know it. And Ali didn't have problems with tall fighters. He had more problems with shorter fighters. It's interesting stuff, though. But look, I got to get Fanon. Fanon, you can't take away Fury's boar testicles. That ain't fair. Hey, man, pretty much. Hey, you're going to land one shot. But honestly, though, all Wilder really needs is one shot. That's all Ali needs is one shot. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, that's all Wilder needs is one shot, though. God dog, that man right there. Woo, yeah, granted chin, but God dog, that boy. Hey, yo. That man got a chin, bro. Man, dude, D1 said hey, got a way to making people believe fake hell when he was a rap manager before this. They should tell you. What is that? D1? Oh, believe the fake. Hell, he was a rap manager before this. That should tell you everything. Oh, dude, and let me tell you something. Y'all spread so much stuff that ain't true about Devin Haney is ridiculous. Like, you just leave me alone with all of that. You make it seem as if I don't like the guy because I'm not believing all the stuff that you guys say. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, man, let me get out of here, man. Much love. And man, thank you guys so much for your support in the Cash App today. I am going to get off of here, though, man. Y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'm going to try to relax and enjoy this day that y'all have allowed me to relax, enjoy because of the support that you guys give. Thank you so much. We'll be back. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll definitely be back tomorrow like we always are. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.